unless I'm doing art, I'm always thinking about something else.
Yeah.
And so the sports, basically, I feel like sports for sure taught us how to work together. Yeah. I understand that my position is my position, his position is his position. I'm not gonna overstep his position. If I focus on my position and I become the best at my position, I expect for him to do the same for his.
It just seems like every time I'm trying to do something that's not art, God is always telling me like, go back and do the art, bro.
So it's like you and your brother's calling from God.
Well, sit, children. Let me give you the subject of the day.
Guys, welcome to the Natural Effect podcast, where we talk about health, wealth, and everything else. It's been a while. I know I haven't released an interview now in good 6 months. You know, we've been doing a lot of streaming, a lot of the shorts, a lot of getting onto the girls' night clips. But today, I do have a special guest. We have our first artist in the studio. We have two brothers. They're art guys. Go check them out at Max Arcos on Instagram. So it's MAXARCOS. Is that your one as well?
No.
Mine,
Mine on Instagram will be Mr. 12th Floor.
Mr. 12th Floor.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, they're brothers, guys, artists, and you're about to find out more about them. Check out their art, amazing. And you're gonna see one of their pieces in the studio in the future, because I'm gonna get them to work on a custom piece for us as well, which is gonna be dope.
For sure.
So all right, before Max Arcos, we have and Soas.
Yes, sir.
You guys are brothers, and together you guys as a collective are MASC, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Okay, so amazing. And where are you guys from, man? Let the people know where you guys are from.
So I like to say I'm from Ohio, because I claim Ohio, but I don't really know what he says. But we grew up moving around a lot. So our dad was military, so we moved around growing up a lot. And then when he retired, we stayed in Ohio. So I claim Ohio. Yeah. You claim Ohio?
Of course. Ohio's where I went to high school. It's where I became a man. Like, I learned a lot of lessons in Ohio, for sure.
And so for the people watching, you know, when people think of Ohio straight away, they probably think of Cleveland, where Jake Paul's from. They're not from Cleveland. In fact, 4 or 5 hours away, you guys said, and completely different city, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the
different vibes? We're from Dayton.
Dayton.
Yeah.
Dayton, Ohio, yes,
you know,
sir.
It's like the home of like funk and the birthplace of all that. So it's vibes in the city. For
Nice.
sure.
You guys have been all around America, right?
For sure, yeah. We've lived in Georgia, we lived in North Carolina, California. I lived in San Francisco. And then because our father was military, he liked to travel. So like on summer times, we would travel a lot. So we've experienced all different terrains, the north, south, east, west.
Yeah. We've been everywhere. As far as the U.S. goes, for sure.
Nice.
Everywhere, yeah.
And okay, so Ohio's the birthplace, like, you know, your hometown. Where's your favorite place to be?
Okay, so
Our favorite place to be?
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, so
Miami.
I have a random place, bro. So my favorite place to be is Gatlinburg, Tennessee, bro.
Tennessee, yeah.
For sure, bro. The Smoky Mountains.
Okay.
It's like it's very unique. So it's basically like a super touristy city.
Yeah.
But the city is like surrounded by the Smoky Mountains. So you get it's like the best of both worlds as far as vacation goes.
Yeah.
Because you get to be in the madness, and then you get to go back up to your cabin. It's just straight silence.
So a lot of nature, I'm guessing. Right?
Straight
I love
silence.
nature as well.
And then all the activities are like you know, like very active activities. So you get to do a lot of like whitewater rafting, zip lining, all that stuff like that. Nice. I'm crazy about that stuff. So
I'm the same. I like anything nature, like, you know, adrenaline junkie kind of stuff.
And then like at the same time, like I said, at the end of the day, you go to your cabin, you're chilling, hot tub, silence, like it's just perfect. I never really understood how people would always say like, oh, I'm going on vacation, I'm gonna put my phone on airplane mode or whatever they say, right? But it wasn't until I went to Gatlinburg and there's no service in the mountains and stuff that I'm like, oh, I get it, bro. I get it. I never got it.
I feel your brother as well. Miami, one of the most lit places I've been. Beautiful Latinas everywhere. Miami's lit. Got great food, great terrain. But I feel the nature thing as well. My favorite nature spot is Lake Tahoe, personally.
Okay, never been there. But
bro, you have to go to Lake Tahoe. It's 6,000 foot elevation. 8,000 foot, sorry, 600 feet deep. Like everything about Lake Tahoe is superior, bro. The water that is in the lake as well melts from the glacier, so it looks like Barbados when you're there. The only thing is, if you don't like cold water,
Oh yeah, But this is the West though. All the water's cold here, right?
All the water's cold here, man. No matter where you go.
Right.
Yeah, except Hawaii.
Yeah. That's your favorite beach location, right?
Bro. That's my favorite beach for sure, bro.
I like Miami because I only go there. I don't go there unless there's business, right? So I'm not there striking out. I'm there like we go there for Basel. So we have things lined up and it's the winter time. So it's not as busy as it is before. But every time that I'm down there, we have a great time, a great experience. So like people go down there like, yo, when I was in Miami, this and this. I'm like, well, I only have good experiences. So for me, that's what it is.
And I think we kind of had a place where, you know, we kind of felt a little guilt towards, you know, our art and stuff. So we were like, yo, we not really traveling like that anymore unless there's business there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, Miami's always great. We always have a bunch of stuff lined up. And it's just a great trip. You get kind of to do both
and you can
things.
kill two birds with one stone as well, man.
Right.
So well, if you guys are there in December this year, I might be joining you guys with the squad because we did want to do Art Basel one year as well. I know around December times Miami's fucking lit, but also like a great place to network as well, especially for you guys, especially.
Art Basel, everybody's there. You know what I mean? So like. It's completely
people
different.
From all different walks of life.
It's completely
we see it as
different.
a place to network for artists, but it's for most people, art is a luxury in their life. So outside of their lives, they might be like, okay, we're into cars, we're into this, but we're all into art. So it brings everybody that has a common. They all have a common which is the art that brings everybody together. But when we network with people out there, we're networking with like people that are in the car industry, people that are in the stock market industry, people that's over here, people that's over there, and bringing the people from outside of the world into the world. And that's what Miami's been for me. So
that's dope, man. And networking is important, especially for young men, right?
For sure.
If we don't network, then you know it's very hard for us to elevate and get, especially in business, right?
Yeah. And you know what, like. Whenever people say it's not what you know, it's who you know, I never really understood it for real until especially, I would say until moving out here really into LA. Because, you know, two people can have the exact same skill set, but who they know makes 100% of the difference.
One could even be more skilled than the other, but if that other person knows the right person, then they're going to get higher.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand it too, because like, why would I hire you over my friend?
Yeah, it's true.
If that was the purpose of me getting this position, so I could put my friend in the spot. So if I lose out to a person over because it's their friend, I'm like, I never stood a chance anyways. That was never my position in the first place.
It's true.
Yeah, and like like an example that I always use is that we were doing some art for All-Star Weekend or whatever, and I met this guy that was a celebrity barber, and we followed each other on Instagram, and I just see his life every day, just different superstar that he's cutting the hair of, and he's traveling for it and all that stuff like that. And then I just go to my barber and I'm just like, damn, bro, like you're just as good as him, but who he knows makes his life a completely different thing than you.
You know what? Barbers is one of the main jobs that it's all about thinking outside the box and who you know. Because a lot of barbers, like I even had one of my barbers in the UK, his name's Mike, great, one of the best barbers I ever had. He is just as good as my barber I have now, Mars, right? But like you said, Mars cuts celebrities' hair, like high entrepreneurs' hair. My other guy in England, he's still in the hood.
Right.
Why? Because he's not thinking outside the box. He's not got no marketing behind him. And I told him all this. I was like, bro, you could be charging £150 for a haircut right now. He charges like $30.
Right.
He's like looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm looking at him like he's crazy.
The thing is, like I think when people say that, people think you mean like, oh, the skill doesn't matter. But the skill does matter.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if you go cut, you know, a celebrity's hair, they're gonna still want a crispy cut.
Yeah.
So the skill does matter. But once you get there, like once you get to the place where you're good enough, like it's all about who you know that's gonna determine your lifestyle for sure.
It's true. It's true. 100%.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get into art? And you guys are brothers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I didn't realize at the beginning, but yeah, they're brothers.
Yeah. Same mom, same dad.
Nice.
Grew up in the same house.
Dope.
Everything.
All that.
Yeah.
And so how did you guys get into art, and how did it come together as art as well? Because being brothers, like,
so the way that it started off was a way to escape boredom. No matter what was going on, if I had a pencil and a piece of paper in front of me, I started doodling. And then once I got to school, somebody saying it, oh, you're good. Once you get that one affirmation, that's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes. Oh, I'm good at this. So that's something that I'm good at. And I'm like 8 years old. So whenever you get that positive reinforcement at a young age, it sticks with you. And so once people started telling me that I was good at it, I wanted to get better. I wanted to keep going. And I think that was the first time that I really got the feeling of, oh, this is, I don't want to say importance, because, you know, as a child, you're the most important thing to your parents. But this was the first time that I got the importance of, outside of just being a human being. It's like, oh, this guy, it's something that he's good for. You know what I mean?
He seen value in you as a person.
Exactly. And at 8 years old, whenever I heard that, it became like, okay, I'm gonna be the best at this. There's a kid in the school class next to me or in the same class as me. He could draw too. So now it's me and him. So like every year, it was a new kid that I was challenging me, and I'm like, oh nah, I gotta be the best. So that's how I kind of grew. And him being my younger brother, I just made him do what I do. So he had to draw with me.
And how much younger are you?
Basically 5 years.
5 years,
basically.
okay.
Yeah. And it just elevates from there. People, you know, see our work and you know, they kind of wonder where it might stem from and stuff like that. And I do think that, you know, it elevated whenever I always say, like, he came home with like comics and with mangas and with Shonen Jumps and stuff like that. And we would just kind of copy what was going on inside of there. Yeah. And then just seeing the art at that level, seeing like the Kishimotos and stuff like that are drawing in ways that we're just like blown away by, you know?
Yeah.
Because especially whenever you grow up like kind of, you know, in a normal place, you don't see like super high level art and high, because you know if you grow up in LA, you could just drive down the street and see crazy murals. You're not seeing that like where, you know what I'm saying, where we was at. So it's like whenever we were seeing these in these books, it's like a completely different skill set. You know what I mean? So
So cartoons is the real leading factor of it. So I was a kid that was into cartoons. I was outside all the time, but if I was inside, I'm watching cartoons, because cartoons was basically another world. Like, people could say, oh, that's not real, you're watching. And I'm like, well, it's just as real as what you're watching. You're watching a person act like there's somebody different, right?
Exactly
you're watching a person that you know that his name is Nicolas Cage. You're watching him act like somebody completely different. And you think that a person creating a world that doesn't exist, you think that that's whatever it may be. But so I would always see that. And to me, it's like, yo, as a child, you get to create what you want. Inside the cartoon, they can do whatever they want to. And so cartoons kind of open up my mind to real life, because it's like, I see that people say it's not real, but if it's not real, then why can I see it? It is real. A person just created this. Now they got, think about Pokemon, right? How big is Pokemon. How big is it?
Massive.
Like, so it's well over $1 billion.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
35.
Bro, we're the same age. We like the same, I'm sure, like we grew up with the same kind of cartoons.
Of course,
So Keenan and Kel,
all of that, right? And I'm looking at that, and as a child, my parents like, yo, you're into this cartoons, you're into this, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, y'all do know that this is an adult that made this show, right? So he's getting paid to do this. So what is wrong with me as a child? He's making it for children. And he's an adult doing this. So to me, I'm just looking at that like, I can do this. He gets to create his own world. He gets to create his own rules. And this is gonna sound kind of weird, but he's like playing God low key. Right? Creating his own thing. He gets to create this. He gets to create the rules to it. All of that. It's the purest form of creation to me.
Cartoons, and
so
anime kind of.
Anime,
well.
all of that stuff, all of that. It's the purest form of creation to me. And so I think once I really got in tune with that, and I started realizing, okay, whenever I'm sitting still, I need to be creating something. That's what it turned into. Me just drawing that and doing that. Him being around, being younger than me, I'm always pulling him over here. Hey, come do this. He grabs a pencil with his right hand. I'm like, nah, you're holding it with the wrong hand. You got to hold it with your left hand. Like, so everything that I was doing, I was making him do, because it was just my younger brother. Yeah, man.
And guys, you obviously hear me talking about it a lot. This is why we need masculine figures in life, whether it's a brother, father. You know, it showed you like the older brother was on the right path. And it sounds to me that you guys come from a good family as well, right?
Yeah. We have other brothers as well.
Okay, nice.
It's a
men. Cycle.
It's all men in the crib, you know.
Okay.
All boys.
That's more of a positive as well, because women tend to bring the shit.
And you know what? Like, even like my mom, she is like the most low maintenance woman ever. So it low key felt like, you know, we was just all like,
to pick a wife, woman for your children has to be a low maintenance woman. High maintenance women do not make for good wives. They're going to just cost you gray hairs, money, and time. That's it. So, yeah, I agree with you guys. And big up to you being the older bro and guiding him. And man, you guys make some of the most fantastic art. And like I said before, you guys are going to see a mural. Not a mural, but you guys are going to see an art piece here. It's going to be custom made by them guys.
We can do a mural if you want.
Even a mural. We can do one of the walls, honestly.
Yeah.
That would be dope. So that's how you guys come together. So it was organically you guys coming together and working together then.
And you know what though? Like me and him are very similar.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're like very different, right? So we're very similar and we're under the same umbrellas. So we might both like art, or we might both like anime, or we might both like, but we will have a completely different anime that's our favorite, or a completely different, you know, style of art, or different favorite artist, or whatever it might be. So we did spend like a little bit of a time, or like a lot of time actually, just like making our own different types of art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
being in the same room.
Yeah, being in the same room.
Yeah,
I always say we always worked apart together, or together apart. So like whenever we were in Ohio, we had a studio that we shared, and you know, we would both be working right next to each other, but we're making different types of art.
We would throw art shows.
We would throw art shows.
Own pieces in there, separate pieces. He'd have his pieces, I have my pieces.
So we were always together. It was just always together separately.
Then we had a clothing line for 3 years. We were working on that together. So it was always like
incorporating like the art into the clothing.
Well, it was more of just a brand.
Yeah, it was more
honestly.
just like
So-
it was more just like you know 2010s Fairfax streetwear type of brand, you know. But yeah, like, so no matter what, like you said, we would throw shows together, but the art would be different, separated, his section, my section, or whatever. It wasn't until, you know, a few years ago that we were like, let's be a duo. Like let's
collaborating.
Let's have the pieces be together as well.
And
that's kind of like that's fairly new, a few years ago. So, yeah, but that's when everything really like started going up though. I'm not gonna cap though.
And
I think it's a great spiritual experience to have, to even be different to each other, be in the same room and working both on your craft but in individual ways. I think it kind of reminds me of my cousin who linked us together as well. Me and him were like you said, the same but different. Like, you know, we have the same interests but we do things a lot different. We have different personality types, etc. So do you guys ever argue over art? Like you're collaborating art?
No,
never.
Nah.
Okay.
No, I think what ended up happening is because we've grew up with each other. Like I've known him for 30 years. He's 30 years old, right? So we've grown up with each other and we kind of understand how we work. And because I feel like anything that we would have had to argue about, we did as children.
It's already happened.
So at this point, it's like he understands his role, I understand my role. And even if we cross it, we both are going for the same goal at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. We were going for the same thing. If you make it, I make it. If I made it, you made it. So a lot of times it's like, if I see that he feels strongly about something and I don't feel that strong about it, I'm backing down. There's no purpose for me. I don't feel. And
at the same time, like, I mean, we're high volume workers too. So it's like, oh, we should do this idea. Oh, we should do this idea. As where we're just like, we'll just do both. You know what I mean? Like if it's really like that, you know, if you're, like you said, if you feel that strongly about it and I feel that strongly about it, then it's just like, we'll just do both. We'll do this idea now and we'll do that idea later. You know what I mean? Whatever it might be. So,
and with the process that we do, a lot of the brainstorming, we get it out the way before we even touch it. Like we do fine art, but we do a lot of digital work too. So we might have the piece fully rendered and drawn out before we even touch the paint. So if there is any disagreements or what we feel we should do better, we're handling all of that before we even start the process. Because once we start the process, there's no, what are we doing? There's no arguing. There's nothing. We both agreed on it. This is what we're going to do. If we don't like it when it's finished, then we scrap it. But once we've started it, it's...
Yeah, and I think as well, we'd have different things that I think we're better than the other one at.
Okay.
Like I think he's a much better craftsman than me, but I think I have my ears to the streets more than him. So like, if he says, if I have an idea and I'm like, oh, like this is a cool idea, he'll be like, oh, I know how we can do that. We can use this. We can use that. And I'll be like, oh, okay, that's dope. Or and like at the same time, he's like, oh, like this is cool. What do you think about this hat or this? And I'm like, oh, well, I feel like people would buy this more.
It's a little dated.
You know what I mean? Like a little, like it might be a little dated or
The
whatever.
youngsters are always going to have be ahead of us with that kind of stuff.
sure.
Yeah, I just have, like I said, I just feel like maybe like I feel like he's a better craftsman than me. And then I feel like I have my ears to the streets a little more than him.
Well, it's with a duo, whatever you lack in, and he can. It's the best, right?
That's
team. That's teamwork makes dream work. That's it, man. And before, because it did cut. So before we also spoke about sports, playing sports, right? So you was playing football. Were you same football?
Yeah, I played football.
ran track.
I played basketball. I ran track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Football, track.
And you were saying like no matter what, even when you got involved in other things, other avenues, even in sports, you guys both always went back to
always.
art.
I realized like if I'm at practice, right, and coach is calling my name, I might have missed a tackle, I might have done something, and it's like, what were you doing? Just thinking about this picture I'm working on at the crib. Like, no matter what I'm doing, I realize that unless I'm doing art, I'm always thinking about something else.
Yeah.
And so the sports basically, I feel like sports for sure taught us how to work together. I understand that my position is my position, his position is his position. I'm not gonna overstep his position. If I focus on my position and I become the best at my position, I expect for him to do the same for his.
Yeah.
There's no purpose in us overstepping. I trust his judgment. That's why I'm working with him. If I didn't trust him, I wouldn't be working with him.
Yeah.
And if you feel like, obviously, you gotta. When you meet somebody, you gotta learn to trust them, and you gotta do this and you gotta do that. But we've been in the game for 30 years at this point with each other. So that's sports is. I've learned that if he goes against it 9 times out of 10, he's been paying attention to the stuff more than me.
And there's a reason for it.
Yeah, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, and then like we were saying, like it's always there. It's always around. Like, there's so many factors that can factor in with sports and stuff like that. I know guys who I'm like, this guy's clearly the best running back on the team, but maybe the coach likes the other guy more. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So there's just different ways that sports can kind of play you. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, or even just like your own body betraying you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, tear your hamstring, which is what I did. You can break hands and all that stuff like that, and then everything can be different from there. You know what I mean?
And you have to go back, like you said, back to your art.
Yeah, and then when every time anything happened, it's just like art was always there. I was even at some point I was like, oh, maybe I'll pursue a career in like fitness and stuff like that. And I had a shoulder injury, and I'm like, it just seems like every time I'm trying to do something that's not art, God is always telling me like, go back and do the art, bro.
Yeah, so it's like you and your brother's calling from God. And I heard you guys talking about God a few times. Me, I'm Christian myself. You guys are big believers of God, I'm guessing. You guys Christian?
Christian.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, man, that's dope. And I think that's also important to because I think where the success comes from between you guys have no ego between you guys. You guys are brothers. So it's like you don't have to go through an ego and one thinking they're better than, like, you guys know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, work together. And I also think being a believer of God is also brings us more to success and fulfillment in life as well, for sure, man.
Yeah, it allows you to work, like it allows you to understand that there's things that's bigger than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, if me and him really, go hard and really work together and all that stuff like that, it's like, would you really let your ego get in the way of us taking care of our families and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's bigger stuff than you. You know what I mean? So I definitely think, believing in God and stuff like that can help with
I agree.
with everything like that.
I agree. And even ego, I think a lot of times, don't get me wrong, majority of men in the world are lazy. They don't have no aspirations, no dreams. But a lot of times does come down to ego, right?
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of men out there are ego driven, they're sensitive, emotional. Like you said, that's one thing I think sports taught us.
Right.
You got your role. It is what it is. You work as a team. You lose together. You win together. Yeah. So what's the division of labor like when you guys do big you guys have done big murals before? It must be crazy, right?
Yeah.
The division of labor is we get it done. Like,
it really doesn't
we
matter,
just get it
bro.
done. Like,
really
like if we got a big mural, right, at the end of the day, our name is on the line. It's like if I'm worried about I did more than him or he did more, that doesn't matter. Doesn't do anything.
Funny situation, actually. Like we were doing a mural in this private school in Hollywood or whatever, and it was like one of the probably the earliest one in LA.
Yeah, probably like the third or fourth.
Yeah, and I remember that the first like, you know, however many hours, day or whatever it was, I couldn't go. And I remember I pulled up and I look and I'm like, bro, he almost got the whole thing done, bro. You know, and he's just like, yo, like, we know we can't be taking time, like, you know, we can't be taking a bunch of time and stuff like that. So it's just different, you know, like we can have a piece at the house and he can come in the house and they've already like, you know, be almost there, and I can come in the house and it already be almost there, and it's just okay, cool.
Yeah, pick up where the other one left off from.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So you guys have never clashed creatively then? No.
Creatively, no, I don't think so.
I think we might have crashed creatively whenever we had our clothing line.
Okay.
But that was before. That was whenever I realized, or whenever I think we had egos at that point.
Okay.
I think that he was more into fashion at that point because he was doing he became a stylist, and so he knew more about fashion than I did.
Yeah.
But I was the older brother, and at that point I think I was the one that was putting the money into the business, and so I think my ego was more like, yo, I'm doing a lot of this and I'm doing this, we're gonna take this way, because if I'm the one putting the money in it and we're doing this, if I mess up, I can't be mad at me, but if you mess up, I can be mad at you.
Yeah.
And so I think that we did that a few times, and I think that was on me. And I think it was a situation where it was like me just being the older brother versus doing what's best for the company. So that's back when we were like, I think you might have been 18, 17?
Yeah, maybe like 18.
When you guys were younger.
18 and 19.
If you would have been 23, you would still be young.
Exactly. Nothing, no, but it wasn't enough to like end anything. It was just like late nights whenever we're up and we gotta do a show in the morning and we gotta wake up early and it's 1 o'clock and we're still trying to get stuff done. That's the type of clash. It's not on some we walk into the building and it's the beginning and we're just fighting. Nah, it's always like late night. We've been up.
Everyone's tired.
Yeah. But it's actually I think people would be amazed at how much we don't clash.
Yeah.
You know
this is like once in a blue moon type
like,
of deal.
Yeah.
For sure.
Fair enough, man. And when I've watched your art online, it's like an urban like meets classic kind of feel for me. Mm-hmm. Like, how did you guys come up with that whole the style of you guys' art?
I think our style is just a representation of us, bro. I think us moving around a lot, you end up with different friend groups in different places of different, everything, and you end up picking up. You kind of realize like, oh, like. This is cool. This is cool. Maybe you grew up in a neighborhood where everybody listens to the same type of music.
Yeah.
But then you move, and everybody in this neighborhood listens to a different type of music. And you're like, oh, like their stuff is dope too.
Yeah.
And after you pick up all of that, you end up being just such a well-rounded, individual to where it's like. Whenever you make your own stuff, you kind of want to include all of that in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's like, you took inspirations from all different types of places, moving around, traveling, and then...
even all different types of art, too. Like, I'm the type of person that I've learned that your perspective is basically everything. So I've learned to look for the things that I like instead of looking for the things that I don't like. Because a lot of times people will look at something and the first thing that they do is complain.
Yeah.
So if I find myself complaining or judging something, I have to find what I like about it.
You move,
in
that same one.
And the same thing, like, so for example, right, if I'm walking down the street and I see somebody wearing something that I don't like, and my first thought is negative, then I have to find something, well, this guy looks like he works out. He looks good. He's put in work, or he's done this, or he's done that, because I'm trying to always counteract it. And what that's done for me is, if you look at our work, I take inspiration from Renaissance, I take inspiration from pop art, inspiration from anime, inspiration from abstract, just everything. It's everything that takes effort, you can find something that you can take from it. There's something good in it, something that this person put in some type of work, something that you can learn from it. So whenever we're doing the art and stuff like that, I try not to limit myself. You know what I mean? I try not to box myself in. I try to just, okay, I like this from here, I like this from here, I like this from here. Why can't it all be together?
Yeah,
and I think we just ended up a cluster of like just like even we were just like the hub for everything. Like, you know, like we said, we were in the anime and all that stuff like that. And as you know, like it wasn't as mainstream as it is right now.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? So it was funny because we will be like technically like, you know, comic book or anime nerds or whatever you might say. But then at the same time, like we're athletes on the team. Our friends are, you know, thugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it was weird. Like you can come into our house one day and you'll see, you know, this guy who's the nerdest of the nerds in the same room as this guy who's the bulliest of the bullies. Yeah. And like they're just all sitting there like playing the game together or whatever. Like, you know, we were like a hub of like, you know, joining all these different, you know, things that we picked up all around. So So it's funny because he has a friend. I'm not even gonna say his name. Derek. Okay, so he has a friend named Derek, bro. Yeah. And Derek was like the nerds of the nerds, bro. And I had a friend named I'm gonna say his name. His name was Floyd. and Floyd was crazy, bro. Yeah,
he's not in jail, is he, Floyd?
Actually, funny. Let me show you a picture. I'm not gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna show you because somebody just sent it to me. But I just think of the nerd of the nerds, and then this is Floyd right here.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so like
Floyd was 12 years old, beating up grown men,
like from the beginning, right? And so like so the thing is that Floyd would be in the house with Derek. And he would let Derek make fun of him. He would make fun of Derek. Yeah. It was just like we would all just play the game together. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? It was just it was a hub, bro. Like it was
kind of reminds me of how London is as well. It's very diversified and we have a lot more different cultures than here in America, but also when it comes to like, you'd find a nerd hanging around with a thug. Do you know what I'm saying? If they found something where there was a sport and anime, something to vibe on, they would. And me, I would say I grew up in like London, where it's very, very like rough. Like a place called Edmonton Enfield is like, you know, murder capital of one of the murder capitals of Europe. But at the same time, I do have a lot of nerd in me as well. Like I like interesting, knowledgeable things. So I think it's good to have like a balance of both, but understanding the streets, but understanding how the world works.
You know what it taught me though, bro, is that most people are, I don't want to say fake, but most people have a mask on, bro.
Oh, probably.
Because like, man, I would have somebody at my crib and he would be like the D1, because a lot of my friends like ended up going like, you know, college football, all that stuff, right? And you know, maybe he is a little bit of a bully, maybe he's making fun of a certain kid or whatever it might be, and then he would come to my house and he'd be like, yo, bro, like, hey, put that Final Fantasy movie back on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh. They'd be like, oh, like, hey, yo, you still got that? What's it called? Like, hey, yo, put that on real quick. Like, oh, you still playing that game? Like, yo, let's play that real quick. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, oh, you just don't want people to know.
No, it's a facade. Look, most guys in the hood is like, you know, a lot of them are just normal people, man. Even like his boy looks like he's like chilling with Chief Keef, killing people. But, like when you take the mask off, you know, we're all humans at the end of the day. We're gonna have even the biggest thugs definitely have hobbies and things that they're interested in that are probably nerdy or maybe feminine. I don't know, you know.
Yeah. For sure.
So even like I've never been into anime. Like my cousin Andy, who introduced us, I used to make fun of him growing up. He's older than me. He's 5 years older than me. So I'll make fun of him. He used to watch Naruto and what was the other one? Dragon Ball Z, of course. And I was the kind of guy that I was into Pokemon, but I was more into like the card
game.
Yeah,
sure.
I didn't really watch the anime too much.
Most people don't even realize that Pokemon's an anime. Whenever I tell them like, yo, Pokemon's an anime, they're like, no, it's not. I'm like,
I say I don't watch anime, and then my cousin's like, bro, you like Pokemon. So
Same thing with like Yu-Gi-Oh too, bro. Yu-Gi-Oh was the same way back in the day. Yeah. That's an anime too.
But I do love Pokemon, man. Pokemon, I definitely got involved. Mine and his age, bro, like when the cards come out, it was like 99, right? We were 9 years old. It was like crazy. I used to like con so many little kids in class. Like, I'll give you 3 of these cards, like 3 shit ones.
I remember this kid. I think his name was Charlie. He had a Charizard.
Yeah.
I remember he let this kid see his notebook, and I was like, "Hey, don't let him see a notebook, man. He's not from around here."
He'll take that Charizard.
Hey, he got his car, he got his book back. Do it. All of his cards came out. He took my Charizard.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I told you, and you're not gonna get it back.
Yeah.
I don't know where he lives. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna tell on him at school?
Right.
That's gone.
Yeah, it's gone, man.
Yeah,
That
it was
Charizard's goodbye.
holographic, and we were. I wasn't 12. I had to be like 8 or 9. So
Yeah.
it was the first edition. Them things are going for like
For a lot,
200,000 now.
And
or something.
the guy who took it, was he a thug?
He was a kid. we were children.
He probably sold it for like peanuts or something.
we were children. He was on the bike. We were on the bikes, the BMX bikes. It was like, it was a situation. This is back in, he had to be, I think he was even younger than us, honestly.
Okay.
So it was just like, he wasn't a thug. At that point, we were just all kids. Was he a bad kid?
A bad kid, probably, yeah. A future thug.
I just know this. I just know this. I told him, don't let him see your book for a reason. There was a reason that I said that.
You know, the side topic though, what you said about future thugs, bro. So it's so funny to grow up and just like see people and you just like, I knew, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I
you know
knew,
what I'm saying?
bro. Even like looking back at like all the people who went to my school, it's like I could have predicted majority of everyone.
Yeah.
Sure. Wouldn't you say like you're around my age? You're my age group exactly. So wouldn't you say majority of people that you've left school, majority of people just in the same position that we left them like 15 years
so like
ago?
whenever I get on Facebook, I get a notification. Like, cause I still, what I do is whenever I post on Instagram, it just posts automatically on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I'll get a notification every now and then. My aunts and uncles, they don't use social media, but they use Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll get on there to see how bad people are doing sometimes. So, but I'll get on there and I'll see it, and then whenever I go back home, like I'll talk to the guys, and it's like to them it makes sense because where we grew up in the military. So my dad was full-time military, but he was always an entrepreneur also. So no matter what, he was doing a business outside of that too. And he had my mom working in the business outside of it. So we always were growing up understanding that there was more to it.
Yeah.
But once we got in Ohio, it was like, I have a friend whose whole purpose was like, I'm gonna just get this factory job. I'm gonna work at Pepsi. And I'm gonna work at Pepsi until I'm a certain age. And he's doing it. So he likes his life.
Technically, he's successful when you think about it.
But
If that's what he shot. If that's what he
wants.
If that's what he went out to do, and he did
his
it.
dream.
yeah, but it's like I went to his house and he was his dad.
Yeah.
But he was talking. I remember when we was younger, he was talking crazy about his dad.
Yeah.
You know? So
and you know what? The thing is, bro, is that like I always say, our parents they kind of put us in everything, right? And the problem with putting your kids who have crazy imaginations in everything is that they see it bigger than what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you just think, oh, I'm taking him. I'm gonna let him compete on a martial arts demo team or whatever. But I'm seeing it like I'm gonna be Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting him in music, and I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna be,
You're giving your
right?
children dreams.
Yeah,
right?
like I'm gonna be Pharrell or whatever it might be, right? And so the thing is that then you get older and your parents are like, oh, are you sure you don't want to be like a doctor or engineer? And you're like, this is your fault.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
You made me creative.
you shouldn't have put me in all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's your fault.
But I'll be honest with you, I think the line of work, because even though what we do is very different things, it's still in the creative sector, right? What we do, especially in 2025, a lot more fulfilling, as we know, but also there's a way of making tons of money if you've got the right marketing, the right mind. Even we spoke about barbers before, like one having a terrible mind, one having a marketing like open mind, and how much more you can do. So I agree with you, and I think it's good. I think it's a positive to try and get your children in as many different things as young as possible, because I don't know if you guys agree, but like the guy who worked at Pepsi, he probably didn't do much growing up. He might have played one sport for a little bit, but when you don't have that thing of coming outside of the box, you're just happy to do a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. Take your retirement, and it is what it is. But I can never be that guy.
They live for the weekend.
For the weekend,
Yeah.
go drink, go to the bar,
They live for
pub,
the weekend,
But you know what else I think is a big thing, bro? And I think this is another thing I think moving out here really showed me. And I kind of, I didn't really, I'm not going to say I seen it at first because I didn't, is that you get to a point sometimes where you see too much to where you can't go back now. So like, I think what ends up happening for people who do, live very safe is that they pedestalize and they think that people that are doing stuff are better than them.
Yeah.
And the reality is that those people are normal people too. Just maybe they just harvested their skill or whatever it might be. And once you get out here and then you meet some of these people, you're just like, oh,
just another person.
They're regular people
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I'm not gonna say that I didn't pedestalize them, but I thought I was, one of them ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why we were able to pursue things without seeing it, even though we were in, Dayton, Ohio, where there's no higher living or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
People really don't understand that these people are just people that stuck at it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something, the most successful people like us that come from cities that are like, London, people think it's all nice and built up loads of opportunities. I'm telling you, where I come from in London, like no one makes it out. Literally, I look back on my Facebook, like you say, and everyone's in exactly the same position they were. So I think it's something special coming out from a small city, coming to a big city like LA. I think we have more oomph in us. A lot of people who live in LA, it's like they've had it nice their whole lives. They don't see like, oh, bro, you got a big avenue here of being able to blow up, put your art out there, meet the right people, network, etc. So I do feel it for sure, man.
Speaking of London, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I've never seen a clip of London with the sunshine. Like, do you guys have a sun, or is it like a light switch? Because I've never seen
right
it.
now
I've
in
never
London, they
seen
have a
it.
heat wave.
For real?
But never, bro.
I've never seen the sun in London. Think about any clip from a London.
No, for sure.
Think of
Grey, rainy,
always gray.
stabbings,
Always gray.
robberies.
Have you ever seen a guy not wearing a jacket in London video?
Right.
Yeah,
I've never seen
You
it.
guys seen Top Boy and stuff like that?
Yeah, all of that. I've
Yeah.
never seen it. Every clip that if I'm on Reddit and I'm seeing clips from London, everybody's wearing a jacket.
Yeah, bro. London's
Everybody.
cold, miserable. Like I said, not many opportunities. It taught me a lot. And it also showed me, like, it made me streetwise. That's one thing about London. It made me streetwise and cultured. There's a lot of culture in London. Like literally, here in America, everything's segregated, right? You have black areas, you have Hispanic areas, you have white areas. In London, you're gonna have rich areas and poor areas, but if you go to the poor areas, it's so mixed. My neighbor on the right could be an Indian, next door could be an African, on the other side could be like a council estate white guy. Do you get what I'm saying? Not gonna lie, there's not too many white people in the hoods in London, but there is some. There is some.
Sounds like
we're working.
Toronto,
Yeah,
doesn't
let's say
it?
we're working with a bunch of people from Toronto, and that's literally how they explain Toronto.
They say that
They say
it's a
just
lot of
Indians
a lot
everywhere.
of immigrants. There's a lot of
Indians
Indians.
as well, especially.
And then
Yeah.
everybody mixes
Lives in the
too.
same,
Like he
so-
said, you'll meet a girl and she'll be like, "Yeah, I'm Somali and Chinese," and you'll be like, "What?" Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
how did that
crazy.
even
It's
happen?
mixed up.
Yeah.
Right. Do you feel like that gave you the advantage though? Like,
yes, and it made me realize, like, I'll be honest with you, bro. So in London, we say racist jokes all the time. Like, if I'm chilling there with my black friends, and we don't have Hispanic people, but everyone's not sensitive. Here in America, I feel real racism exists here.
How long have you been in the?
A decade, bro.
Okay, so the problem is that that's newer.
Yeah.
That is more of a new thing.
Like whenever we was younger, bro, like I really feel like it wasn't like this.
Do you know why all of the kids are the way that they are on the game? Because that's how we are in real life. That's how we were in real life.
That's how we were in
Before,
real life.
before the short hair, the purple hair came around. You know what I'm talking
all
about?
the liberal stuff.
Before that came around,
These guys are proper red
if you
pill
go
now. I'm loving this
if you
interview.
find my original Facebook,
Yeah.
man, my friend commented on my picture. First thing I'm saying is some type of slur about anything. You know what I mean? But it's
Even
just,
in London,
it's-
bro, like in London, like every kind of like people just naturally homophobic. Not to like in a real way, but like we say the F word still.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no sensitivity really. But like you said, it used to be like that probably here.
Yeah, it was
But
way
now
more.
it's
Yeah.
fucked.
Think,
Yeah,
think
it
about
was-
the,
it was
the,
really-
the,
yeah,
the
it was-
rednecks down south and
Or
Yeah,
even just watch a movie from
Rush Hour.
the two. Yeah, they put
Come on, bro.
the
Rush
disclaimer on
Hour,
there.
it was a
They
black
have a
man making
disclaimer on
fun
it
of
now.
an Asian man and an Asian man making fun of a black man. Now,
whole
if we
time.
bring this out now,
Yeah.
Rush Hour, oh my God,
Yeah,
racist movie, cancel them.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy how things have
They
changed.
probably switch it to a girl.
Yeah.
They've been doing that non-stop, and I don't know what they're fucking with us. But like, for example, Snow White now is a Latina. They're talking about Black Panther's going to be a white guy. They made James Bond a black guy. It's like, bro, like this is
Their
crazy.
excuse for that is 007 is his agent name. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, James Bond is his name.
No, what's funny though, is
James
that
Bond is his real.
her name was Snow White because like that's
Her
what
skin
she
was white as
was.
White, yeah. Now she's a
Her,
Latina.
her skin was white as snow.
Yeah.
And then it's like the Little Mermaid is a black girl. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not the Little Mermaid then. That's some other person that you're giving her story to.
Do you watch Hodge Twins much or?
I see their clips.
Okay, yeah.
I see their
you
clips.
agree with a lot of what they say. I like them guys a lot, yeah.
I see the clips for sure. But
So you guys do digital work as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How's that? Like, I'm not an artist, so how is it very different? Like the whole process of doing digital work to like hand stuff.
well, I'll tell you this: it was originally, but now they have programs like Procreate where they have the Apple Pencil, to where it's like the Apple Pencil can replicate everything. If the pressure of it can replicate a brush, a stroke, it can replicate a marker stroke, whatever it may be. So going from digital to fine art or real, it's a lot easier now because I look at it like if I could do it digitally, I should be able to do it this way. And that's kind of giving me a confidence boost. You would think that it would kind of take away from it because if it's a digital mistake, you can just erase it. But if it's a mistake in art, you can just kind of paint over it. People don't realize that. Like,
Oh, I didn't. I think like fucked.
no. If you make a mistake, if you make a mistake in art, I think what it is this. I say that if you lock yourself in and say that you messed up, then you're done. But me, I just like, okay, I gotta move this around.
Now it might take you a lot of time to paint over it.
Yeah.
But you can paint over it.
Paint over it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, I think it's like
Some of the paintings you see are on top of other paintings.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could never tell, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
some
you
of the-
might be able to if you go up and rub it. You might be able to.
Yeah,
feel, like,
if you
the
rub
texture
it,
and
you
stuff
can
like that.
feel. You can
But-
feel like, oh, this isn't completely flat.
It's got thickness.
Yeah. But some of the paintings you see on the page are over other paintings.
And it's just like switching from a pencil to a paintbrush. The same with digital. It's going from one tool to another tool. It's just learning how to use the tool.
Yeah.
Your creativity doesn't change from one to another because the end goal is to get the image out or to get the project out. So it's just the tool that changes.
Yeah,
So,
and digital just gives you more opportunities to really work. So like, if you're trying to figure out colors, you can literally try every color.
Go back,
you can
undo,
try
go
every
back.
you
Yeah.
can just try every color. As to where like with painting, it's gonna be a whole different situation. So yeah, you get to if you're the type that maps out, really has a plan whenever you go into a piece. Digital is great for you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any favorite artists you guys have?
Yes.
Yeah,
My
definitely.
favorite artist, Oda. He's one of the authors of this show called One Piece. Kishimoto, he's the artist of Naruto. Actually, he's a great drawer.
Yeah.
I like James Jean. Shout out to James Jean. Kim Jung-gi, he just recently passed. So, I mean, I'm not talking about that artist, but he recently passed. And then I like, who else? Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. I feel like I'm missing somebody. For me. What's his name? Flower. Murakami.
Murakami, yeah.
So for me,
Sorry, I smoke.
definitely, Murakami, Cause. One of my favorite artists is a guy named King Saladin. He's out of Philly. And then, there's a lot more, but I think the best in the world, period, is James Jean. And I don't even think it's close. There's a guy named James Jean. I want to say he's Taiwanese maybe, or Thai, one of those.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to overall, creativity, skill, colors, everything, I think he's better than everybody.
And he kind of came up in a similar way that we kind of came up. He started with comic books. He was I think he did Batman for a while.
Yeah, he was
one of the
actually
comic
like
book
the
artists
artist
for
on
Batman for a while.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then after he retired from doing that, he went into the fine arts. Like, I'm just going to be a painter. And ever since that, he's been like pushing the boundaries.
I don't think there's anybody that can like blow your mind like James Jean.
Except for this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it.
Oh, who my favorite artist is? This guy.
Come on, my guy. And the Asians seem to have the art on lock, right? The Asians.
Yeah.
They
have I feel like they have a better focus than most people.
Okay.
I think it's because they're more, I don't know.
Stoic?
I think that they
Stoic, stoic.
Stoic
for
I think
sure.
the stoicism allows them to really know the basics before they push
skill,
it.
for sure.
As to where like people like us, we're like, I'm gonna start painting, and you just try to just go at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I think that they know the basics, and like, they say they know the rules, so that way they know how to break them or whatever. But yeah,
I don't think they have an ego either.
Yeah.
Like they're not, most of the time they're not trying to surpass the master. They're trying to get good, but the respect for their elders and their mentors is way higher than anything. Like, I went into a tattoo shop and I was gonna be a tattoo artist for a while. I still am, but I was trying to go under the mentor route, and the guy was just awful. Like, he was telling me the wrong things. I would be in there drawing, and he told me he had a degree in art, and then some people came in and he told them he didn't. He was just lying. And then I was in there, and a guy came in, and he was doing a residency there basically, and me and him got real cool. I was doing a tattoo, and he was looking at me, and he was like, "Yo, why are you using a right hand machine?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Why aren't you using the rotary?" I was like, "He told me to use this machine." He's like, "You're not right-handed." And the whole time I'm sitting there struggling, like, I'm like, it should not be this hard. Like, I've been practicing, I've been doing all of this. And he's like, "Yeah, you should be using a different machine." And it took him 5 seconds to see that. And so I realized, like, oh, this guy is, I don't want to say he was intimidated, but he was. Like, you started realizing that, oh, he thinks that I'm going to come in here and I'm going to try to take his position, or I'm going to try to do this.
Just give me the wrong information.
Yeah, but my whole thing is, if you help me, I will help you. Like, I'm not the type that's going to be like, I'm going to get this and I'm going to just run off, or I'm going to do that. And a lot of people have issues with that. But I feel like over there, they play their position until they're not. Like, a lot of these people that we talked about being our favorite artists, they were under a person, and that person's maybe a person's assistant for years before they got their shot.
Yeah, and that goes for everything. That goes for like Nigo and fashion and stuff like that. Like, he was under people. And I think at the same time, I think that when it comes to the art, I think that they're more into the art than anything. So as to where, you know, I'm not saying that they're not doing this, but like, you know, we might be focused on going to the gym, you know, making sure we're straight too. You know, making sure we're the whole package or whatever. They're just like, nah, we're 100% art. And I think
even if you
something
think about their martial arts and everything like that, it kind of goes back to being art as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Literally, the skill. Their whole, what is it?
And this is what I always say, like, go ahead.
They have a way of living in Japan where it's like, I can't think of the term, and I don't want to say the wrong thing, so, because I know that if people say it, kill me. But it's where they basically, their whole purpose in life is to sharpen their sword every day. Just like every day, just to get better.
And like I used to compete in martial arts, and like, seriously, right?
Nice.
And they're just on a different level, bro. Like, it's just that. But then whenever you listen, like, you know, you might watch interviews or whatever it might be. And for me, it was like, oh, this is something I'm good at, and this is something that I do. For them, it was like, this is my life. You know what I mean? Like, this is my life. Like, only this.
They commit everything into their craft.
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter if I have, you know, if I let my whatever slack or this slack or that slack, like, this is my life. Everything else kind of don't matter.
I think that's when I realized that sports wasn't for me, because I was around people and I was like, I'm better than this guy. But when I asked him, like, yo, if you weren't doing sports, what would you be doing? I'd probably be dead or in jail. I'm looking at him like, oh. He asked me, what would I be doing? I'm like, I'll be an artist, musician. I'll be dead. I mean, what are you talking about, bro? So even if I had the skill and the body for it, once I realized that, yo, these guys, like, they're, I knew that I wasn't, the only thing that was getting me there, I knew that if I got there and then the money came, it was over with. I'm not going to practice. I'm not going to practice. I'm not going to this. I'm going to be the worst, because I got other stuff to do. I got the money in my pocket already. This is what you live for. I'm like, yo, I just started doing this because I was bored.
It's crazy how he says that. I'll tell you why. Because I've noticed a lot of guys who get into any sport and they have a good entrepreneurial brain on them, they get into the sport slightly and then they come out and then they start doing other things, because one, they realize that sports is not going to last forever, right? Majority of times we're going to retire 35, 40 years old, depending on the sport. And that's why we see a lot of sports stars, not stars, but sports athletes going broke, because they only know one thing. Like you said, if you say to him, like, if you weren't doing this, what else would you be doing? He's like, fucking dead or jail. Because that's his life. So when they finish that, after, I think they find it hard to, like, you know, one, control money, because they're making so much money during the process of making money. And then they got to figure out, I'm going to be retired for 20, 30 years. How am I going to sort my finances out?
And you also have to think, though, that they are, I remember watching the senior game video of Joe Burrow running out, you know, and just the whole stadium. Like, I'm like, these people are the modern day gladiators.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that whenever they retire, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything on this planet that can match athlete energy as far as like being a pro athlete. I don't think there's anything that can match that energy. And it's like if you didn't taper your way off, I don't.
Yeah, because think about it, right?
Done,
like
bro.
if you're in basketball, right? You got every woman that you basically come into contact wanting you. You, for work, you go out in a crowd of people, hundreds of thousands of people every night cheering for you, screaming for you. If you have a good game, everything is lit up. All of that. You're the most important thing in the world. And then you go from that to now I'm 35 and I'm retired. And I'm at the house with this woman that I don't know.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
It's true.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, all right, if I want to be this, if I want to be in music, because we were going to do music too. And the genre that we're in, obviously, like people look at us, we're black, right?
Yeah.
Black people music, I guess you can say, has a expiration date. Like Kiss can go on tour today and sell out the stadiums, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say Snoop Dogg, but we'll say
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
Yeah.
If he was to go on tour, he might have 5 people because now he's quote unquote corny, right?
And I think
Sports has an expiration.
yeah, and
date
I'm not
too.
trying to like change the subject or anything, but I think that that's like a big issue, and like the fact that our culture does revolve so much around athletes and ball players, it gets to the point to where people think 30 is old.
Yeah.
Because that's what you are in those things. You know what I
Those
mean?
things, yeah.
If you're a running back and you're turning 30, they're like, should we even give him another contract? And so people start thinking that way, and they start living life for the short term.
Yeah.
Because in their head, they're like, it's over at 30.
Yeah.
Rappers not making it past 30. Ball players not making it past 30.
They want immediate
as
results.
To, yeah. I mean, and you see like stuff like Carl Cox, you know, he's from UK. He's 55 years old, still doing Ibiza because you know he does dance music.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to realize, bro, that we gotta stop acting like life is over at 30. Like that's our stuff.
For men.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Women, you guys are cooked. 25, your life's over. If you don't have a marriage or a man by 25, you're cooked. But men, I tell this all the time, we might have a harder life than women, as in like at 18 years old, we don't have opportunities. We can't get on yachts with multi-millionaires and mingle around network with top rappers. But what we do have, we have way, like, especially even in our careers, even in dating. I tell men, a lot of men, you know, they'll message me on Instagram, they'll be like, bro, I'm your age and I haven't got much money and I haven't met a girl. I'm like, bro, you're 35. You could realistically go out at 45, 50 and get yourself a 25-year-old and build a family. 100%. There's no rush. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, and that's the thing. Like you said, it plays into dating as well, because now you have girls being like, what you mean you don't have this and you don't have that and you don't have this? And he's like, bro, I'm 26.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's like, you're 26, you should have this. And it's like,
how?
What?
Like, they don't get it, bro. Women live life on easy mode and they don't really understand the male experience. Us, we understand the female experience. Why? Because if we didn't understand it, we'd be virgins. We wouldn't get no women, right? We have to understand them to get them. But they don't really understand us and they don't understand our experience. 26-year-old for a man, I'm not being funny, it's a baby still. You've got so much to learn, so much to still do, to accomplish, learn female experience, you know what I'm saying? So
I seen this video yesterday, actually. This kid, he was talking about y'all making fun of me or saying I need to get my life together. I know basically I had to start my life over. I just graduated college. Bro, you're 22 years old.
It's like, bro,
what do you
crazy,
mean?
bro.
He's like, you're making fun of me because I live with my mom and I'm 22. What?
It's
yeah,
crazy.
bro, it's crazy.
You live in your
That's
mother's
why these
basement at
streamers are
22?
cooked. You know, like
Yeah,
the
what?
They're the most
100%.
cooked.
I'm like, what are you you're 22, dog.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't even
Yeah.
you don't even understand that whenever you turn 32, you're gonna look back at 22 and be like, that was a completely different life. It's gonna almost feel like it didn't happen or it wasn't real.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're I look back at myself at 22 and I'm looking at the girls and everything like that and I'm just like, yo, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why the women, even when I was younger, they always liked the older man.
Yeah.
I never understood that until I started getting older. You get your life together and you're looking back at it and it's like, I get it now.
Yeah.
So then these women think that if a man is dating a younger woman, he's a weirdo. But it's like,
When y'all were younger, y'all wanted him
y'all
too.
wanted the older man.
Because in the age group that me and Soas grew up, feminism was very strong. So it actually it taught us from young that if we liked younger women, we were creeps. Yeah. That's how they made us feel. And like I said, when I was young like him, I didn't really understand it. Now I'm 35. I'll be real with you, the girl I'm seeing is 22. I wouldn't even date a girl past 25. And I say that publicly on my Instagram. There's many reasons why I would never date a woman older than 25. But you do have guys who are young guys messaging me, are like, creep. Bro, I don't give a fuck what they think, but they don't understand
Once
life.
they get older, they'll know.
Okay.
Once they get older, they'll know.
Bro, we'll speak again. That's what I say to them. Yeah.
I was 21. I was dating a girl that was in her 30s.
Yeah,
right?
same here.
I was like, yeah, this is it.
Cool.
This
I'm
is
the
it.
man, yeah.
Then as I started getting older, the girls started getting younger and younger. And so I'm just like, oh, that guy that I was talking about whenever I was younger, that weirdo at 30, I'm like, oh, you're 30 and you're dating a 21-year-old. But then I'm thinking about it. This 21-year-old wants a 30-year-old. She don't want this
she don't
guy.
want the guy who she's not going to learn from him. He's not going to guide her, lead her.
It's funny whenever like women want to pull up like a older, like a Jalen Green or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, why do you think that that's weird? And I'm like, well, because men and women look for different things in each other. So if a woman is 40 and dating a 20-year-old, yes, weird. It's weird.
That's weird.
Because we look for different things.
And that's real predatory.
Yeah.
Why is an older woman wanting to date a young dude?
Exactly.
Like, that's predatory.
And she's because we look for different things. So women look for leadership and resources and all that stuff like that. So yes, an older guy works for them. So if you're 40 and what are you looking for a 20-year-old for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a girl.
I'll be honest with you, majority of women who are 40 and they date like men who are 20 and all of that, they've been damaged, they've been through so much trauma. It's like, bro, like if you're a 40-year-old woman, with all respect, you should either be dating a guy your age, 45, 50, 60 even. So like, in my opinion, like a 40-year-old woman. But yeah, nowadays we are seeing a lot of celebrities, but it doesn't last.
You know what it is though? What it is this, right? All right. Women want to do everything men do, right? So before, when a man's doing it, he wants to find a girl that he can control, and he can control a younger woman.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But now that the women are doing it, and it's a man, why do they think that? Why do you think
control? Exactly that. He's hit the fucking nail.
Because why else would you want? Oh, they're more vibrant in the bed. No, they're not. I hear the older guys complaining about how the older women ain't giving it up no more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro.
it's weird, bro. But you know.
That's why I say don't listen to what feminism and social media is going to tell us, because like I do think older men get shamed a lot. Like, like we say, like if an older woman does it, fine, preference. That's what she wants. She wants a guy 6 figures, 6 inches, 6 foot tall. That's what she deserves and she wants. As soon as a man says, yeah, I only want to date a girl who doesn't have a promiscuous past, is young, being able to cook, clean. Oh, bro, you're a fucking bigot, misogynist.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my boy about this recently because, we were talking about some girls we went to high school with, and he's single. I'm not, right? So, I be talking to him and stuff, and he be telling me what's going on. Yeah. And, he's back in Ohio and stuff too. And I'm just like, bro, like, there's no way that you should let her, maybe you liked her, or maybe you guys might have maybe she broke up with you whenever we was 20 or whatever it might be. I'm like, there's no way she's gonna go live her 20s wild and free, and then at the end she's gonna get an eater, because my guy's doing real work over there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing real good, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's no way you're gonna go crazy throughout your whole 20s and then get an eater at the end, bro. Like, man, don't let her do that, bro. Nah, you know what I mean? So
that shit.
You think I want to invite all the girls that's already been on the yacht to my yacht when I had it?
Bro,
you was already on the yacht.
Women don't understand this. You guys care about our future. We care about your past. Your past is going to embarrass us if you're a whore, you don't carry yourself properly. You represent us. So I ain't going to go out with a girl who's been promiscuous. And you know what? Talking about it, I've got a stream happening tomorrow where I'm going to be talking about Cardi B, basically. She just split up with Offset.
She won, didn't she?
No, she
No, I was like, she won in this battle.
Broke up with her, right?
What's that?
Stefan Diggs broke up with her now, right?
Yeah. That's it. Stefan
won, right?
I mean, we all knew, though. We all knew he didn't really take her seriously, right?
And we know that men should never take any women who are in entertainment seriously. She's a rapper, singer, actor, any of that. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be an L.
You know what's funny? When I moved out here, I still do it too. I do private security for celebrities and stuff like that. So in the industry and everything like that. So I'm around all of that. I'm around all of it. Like a lot of the people, like rappers, all of that. Never. Celebrities, it don't matter if she's an actor, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is gonna sound crazy, but if she's in a position of power.
Out, bro. I agree with you 100%. 100%, bro. Like, I say that publicly on my podcast. If you want a great wife, you just gotta find a traditional girl, man. And it's hard. It's hard. In 2025, like, it's extremely hard, but they're out there. But they're very hard to find. But we spoke about rappers as well. You spoke about rappers. For me, my interactions with rappers probably the worst people. Self-entitled, never on time, stinking of weed. Like, we smell of weed, but you know, when they go into like places where it's just like a.
Oh, I feel like if I smoke, I hate going. If I smell it, I hate smelling like it.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't want anybody to be around me and be like, oh,
judgmental.
Yeah, well, not even judgmental. It's just like if you're smoking a cigarette around me, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't want to smell it.
Yeah.
That's how I think.
Weed, it's true.
So I hold myself to the same standard that I hold everybody else to. So it's like if I know that some people don't like the smell of marijuana. So if I smoke and I'm not smoking like, yo, roll down the windows, do this, because I don't want to go in there smelling like this. I don't want. I don't want people to just be, oh, this person. No, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I don't want any of that. I don't want. And then a lot of times, if I am high, why do you need to know?
Don't need to,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's true.
You don't need to know. Like, if you don't need to know, because I can still handle myself the way that I'm going to. We can still get business done. We can still do this. We can still do that. But if you think that I'm high, you think that I'm not going to be paying attention, or you think that I'm going to be doing this. No.
But I'd say one thing is, people like me and you are hard to come by, where we smoke, but we still put our purpose and our work first.
Oh yeah.
Bro, you already know so many stoners and all like that. They wake up, smoke one straight away. Their whole day they're playing video games, like, you know.
Yeah, I think rappers, they're
living outside.
They're on brand technically, because like the thing is that, I mean, a lot of their music will revolve around, you know, basically them not caring. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't give a, you know what I mean? Like, I do this, I do that, I don't give a. So technically they're just on brand, you know.
It's true.
Yeah. If I'm in the club, I'm spending money. If they're in the club, they're getting paid to be there.
Yeah, exactly. and so like I've heard people say that, like, oh, like, you know, rappers are the worst and stuff like that. And it's like
that's what makes them cool.
Yeah, like they're in the weirdest position possible, because like and then like at the same time, a lot of them are like thugs, so people are scared to tell them the truth. You know what I mean? So it's like how, like, yeah, like they're
I'm gonna take it out even outside of rap. I'm gonna just say this: the people that get into the position that they're at without having to change themselves end up being the worst people, because whoever they were, whenever they became that person, they stay that person, and it just amplifies.
Yeah, just think of the worst guy you went to school with. Just think of the worst guy you went to school with, right?
Yeah.
And then he just has a song that goes viral, and all of a sudden you got people listening to him about who they should vote for and everything.
He's gonna be the biggest asshole. Yeah, he's gonna be
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like you said, and I think that's also why we pedestalize it in the community, is because like I said, ball players and athletes ball players and rappers is like, you can achieve, you know, high success without having to like change who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd say in sports you have to slightly. Yeah.
But the thing is about it is that a lot of your path is like written out for you, right?
Yeah.
So the coach is saying like, okay, cool, at 5:30 you have film, at such and such you have this, like your whole path.
So if
is
you
like,
can follow the rules.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, and then this you know what I'm saying? So if you can follow, you have to be inside of that. Don't get me wrong. Like you do have to actually go to practice at 5 a.m. or you do have to, you know what I mean? Technically you do have to like.
But the
change
rapper,
yourself.
if you told him, we've got like a rap practice at like 5 p.m., he's gonna be there at 8.
Yeah.
Stinking of weed with his whole like, you know, his whole group coming through. Yeah.
It's I think it's with the sports, right? I say it like this. If you become successful, there's a lot of people like the rap industry, the music industry, the sports industry. yeah, you got millions of dollars, but if the only advice that you can give me is work hard, that's not, I don't want to take advice from you. Like, that's the thing about a lot of athletes when he said they don't really have to change themselves. The only advice that an athlete can really give me is working hard, overcoming.
Unless they have like a unique scenario.
Overcome.
Unless they're like someone like Kyrie Irving, which is like 1 in a million.
Or what's his name? What's Brown? Jaylen Brown. He's like works with NASA and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, I'm not gonna go to an athlete and ask them how to be successful, because all they can tell me is, yo, work hard. You got to think that you're the best. You got to do this. You got to do that. So it's like, I'm not gonna come to you for financial advice because you didn't have to build anything.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're also in a situation where, and like, you know, I'm not talking shit about athletes or nothing, but like they're in a position where they basically have a job, right? And their job is extremely high paying, but all they and they're in a situation where it's like basically 1v1 win or loss, right? There is no win or loss for you. You know what I mean?
True.
So if you can figure out how to average 20, you're getting 100 million. It doesn't matter if you have an Instagram, it doesn't matter if you can market, it doesn't matter any of that. If you can score 20, you can get 100 million. You know what I mean? And so it's just straight up, flat out, that's what it is. You know what I mean? As to where, like, even if you were to drop the coldest 5 podcast episodes in a row, unless the marketing is on point, unless, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't even matter.
It's true.
So they're in a very unique situation. So that's why it's like, yes, you can base a lot of your stuff off of athletes when it comes to hard work, when it comes to dedication, when it comes to stuff like that. But as far as like marketing goes, it's like you're on TV 4 times a week. Like, we don't have that. You know what I mean? We don't have certain things. So it's like a lot of times you can't really. Oh,
and I forgot to make this point. The reason why, what we were talking about earlier about the reason why we chose art over athlete and music was because everything has a shelf life except for art. Like, unless I get dementia or my hands get cut off or whatever it may be, even then you see people drawing with their feet, right? Art is something that I can increase and get better at until I can't anymore. You know what I mean?
All
so
those
like,
artists,
I could be 75 and still have a career going crazier than I've ever done before in my life.
All those artists that we said whenever you asked who our favorite artists were, they're all like in their 50s and 60s.
The ones I do know are old.
They're all in their 50s and 60s.
All of them are in their 50s.
Oh, except for I mentioned another guy, but he's like in his 40s. But there's literally, like you said, no shelf life to it, or, you know, and
there's no. Art was one of them things that back in the day nobody could really tell you what to do with it. Like, now we have social media to where I can be an athlete and get paid to be an athlete and not even be a professional. I could just, because I have a social media platform, I can be playing basketball at 24-hour and I have over 1 million followers. But because I got all those 1 million followers, I'm getting paid from YouTube.
Sponsors and YouTube.
I'm getting paid from YouTube, but I'm playing basketball. So before social media came around, there wasn't really too much that I could do that somebody else wouldn't have some type of control over. You know what I mean? So like, even in the music industry, there was music labels. You know what I mean? There was always labels. There was people that ran this. There was people that ran that. Athletes, like he said, I could be the best person on the team, but because of politics and because this guy, because of this, I might not be getting a fair chance, so I might have to go over here. I could be a receiver. He's not throwing me the ball. I could be on defense. They're not running it my way. I could do this. So art was one of them things that where it was like, no matter what was happening, if I wanted to play basketball, there needs to be somebody else that wants to play with me. If I got to play football, there needs to be somebody else that wants to play with me. I can make music on my own, but how am I going to get it out?
You need
the music industry, being really close to the music industry, they do a lot of stuff that they don't want to do. You know what I mean? Because somebody else is controlling a lot of it. So for me, art was something that I was going to do regardless. Like, if nobody's looking at me, if everybody's looking at me, if I have a job over here, when I leave, I'm going to go home and do art. If I do that, so it was one of them situations to where it was like, even if somebody has complete control over my art, whenever I leave their presence, I'm going to do my own thing. You know what I mean? So
Is there such things like that where like artist labels where they'll get artists and try and
galleries nowadays, galleries nowadays.
Oh shit! They're probably run by the same people that run everything else.
Probably, honestly. Like the thing is that
I was gonna say something.
So the thing
you can
is,
say the truth, bro. You can say anything you want here.
So,
I know that.
So the thing is that it's okay. So it's basically people controlling those people that are like signing people or whatever.
Yeah.
It's people who are leveraging their network, right? So if you want to sell a painting and you want to sell paintings for 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, right? You can't just go anywhere. You have to have a certain crowd or whatever it might be. So what they do is they might not know anything about art, but they know that they have that network. Yeah. So they'll buy a gallery and they'll just invite all their friends to come through, and they have whoever put paintings up. Yeah. And they get a piece of it.
They get a percentage of everything.
I think it's even deeper than that. I think right now, we exist in this bubble where there's a lot of people that just came out of nowhere and all of a sudden they're artists, right? They haven't put any work in, because art isn't even about the skill anymore. If you can express yourself, because the purple haired people, if you can express yourself, that's a form of art. Yeah. But expressing yourself isn't art. It can be a form of art. So a lot of these galleries, I think, they see the explosion in art. You want to get your work out? You want to do this? Okay, we're going to put together this group show. It's going to cost you to be in it. Yeah. So that's how I think they're paying their rent. I don't think that art is selling much, because I've gone to a lot of shows around here, a lot, and I'm looking at the art and I'm like y'all really standing around talking about this? Like, do y'all just want a fellowship or what is it? I don't know what it is. Like, I'll go in there and I'm not hating. It's just, I'm just like
being real.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, as an artist, I can tell that painting took you 30 seconds. Like it really looks like you put this up here to see how many people you can make fun of and fool. Right? And so I think these galleries are hyping a lot of these people and hyping a lot of these artists, and they're building up these names and doing all of this. But I think that the galleries are making more money off the artists than the buyers now, because so many people want to get their art out there. If I was me personally, if I was to start a gallery, I would just throw a bunch of group shows and charge a person. I gotta build a big network of at least 200 people, 300 people in LA. Some people with money, some people without money. We're doing a show. I'm gonna charge the people to get in here. I might charge. I'm not gonna charge people at the door, but I'm gonna pay my rent every month by having a show and charging the artists this amount of money to be in it.
10, 15, 20%, whatever it is.
No, charging them to be in it.
Oh yeah,
not even to sell,
even
not
if
even
they don't sell nothing.
To be in it, just because it's putting your name out there in this gallery. So I think a lot of people are taking advantage of that, because there's an influx of a bunch of just different artists coming in now. So the galleries are profiting off of putting them in shows versus selling, because it's like, I don't gotta sell anything. I'm gonna make the money off of you guys just being here.
And that's why you probably see a lot of shit art, because they're like, I'm just gonna pay to go to the thing.
And people just, but something that that you definitely know, people buy whatever they're told to buy.
Balenciaga. Let's just show that.
Yeah, like
example.
people buy whatever they're told to buy. So like whenever we do, go to a show and it sells and people are selling and all that stuff like that, and celebrities are coming in and celebrities are buying pieces and stuff like that, I'm like, I can already know, because I know the curator of the gallery. I already see how he kind of moves, and I'm like, I know that he probably just told you, like, oh, this is that, like, this is what you need. This is what you need. Because I'm like, I know that celebrity didn't look at that painting and be like, that's the one. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, so I know that, I just know that that's how people are moving.
It's herd mentality.
Yeah, it's herd,
it's herd mentality. The most
and people,
like that.
And the thing is, though, is I think money is so, this is going to sound like I'm downplaying getting rich, because I'm not. But like, money's can be easy to come by now. So people think that because a guy got money, or because a person has money, that they are some type of, alpha dog type of
I
person.
agree. Yeah.
And it does not mean that at all.
Doesn't mean that at all, man.
Not anymore for sure. Because like it used to be at a point where like to get to a certain place, you had to like have certain disciplines and certain things in place.
You could be a crypto guy now.
You can make
$100 million without leaving your mother's basement.
Yeah,
True,
you can
at 16.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
true.
You can do anything. So what ends up happening is like I said, like a lot of people just get told what to buy by people that they actually do see as as like an alpha dog or something like that, you know, and they just buy whatever. And you know what? I mean, it can benefit me as long as the right person is talking to the person, whoever wants to buy, my stuff or, but the thing is like,
only problem with that is if they say once you're bad, you're bad. You're off.
yeah.
Oh, so it runs your reputation.
So like that's the problem with the music industry. If you get put on by other people saying that this is what's hot right now, it's a trend. The moment that the new thing comes, you're lame. Yeah. And that's the thing that we're trying to avoid.
Yeah, and that's why like we're moving very like organically. Everything we've gotten, bro, everything we've done has been like on a way more organic tip. And once we do get that cosign, that puts us like, in a different stratosphere. We want to make sure that we have, our own, stuff set up to where no matter what, like we're good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you see that happen like with like whenever a certain music artist or whatever might be like supposedly gets canceled or whatever, but it's like, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
They have all of their fans.
Yeah,
they've put in that grind.
Yeah.
But like and
if you get it fast, you're gonna lose.
Yeah,
it
and it's like
100%.
it's like as soon as that person is like canceled or whatever it is, it's like, oh, everybody that's their fans has only been their fan for a month, so it's like I don't feel anything dipping out. So whenever you have that long build up, like people don't understand. Like even people like Tory Lanez. People don't even understand. Tory Lanez been around and in the game and dropping mixtapes and all that stuff
for a long time,
decade. You know what I mean? So whenever they're like, "Oh, cancel Tory," and they're looking at his numbers are still doing well, they're like, "What's going on, bro?" It's because y'all think that he's only been popping for a month. Yeah, you know what I mean? Y'all think he's only been
Tory though, man. I don't think no way he did. Like they definitely fucked him over.
They changed the story.
I've been doubting that from the first
man.
They change the story every time.
Yeah, man. I get it 100%, and what you said is 100% true. I can tell you from my personal experience. Fast money comes with slow problems. Yeah, because especially if you're a young man.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Like I made a lot of money very soon in my life, and it wasn't a positive. I'll tell you that. Did it give me good lessons? Yeah. It gave me some good lessons. But I wasted a lot of money on some dumb shit, and I did a lot of mistakes because I wasn't ready to receive that kind of money, So I agree with you 100%. You're better off a slow climb going upwards, like the same way, than going up and then coming back down again, you know?
Because it's like how many lessons. That's another thing too. Like I've lost more money than I've made. Damn near. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Me too, bro. Yeah.
So I'm like now that I'm 35. And I feel like everything is coming again. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna mess it up this time because
I'm gonna keep all that money.
There was so many lessons that if I would have known this back whenever I was younger, I would be what?
Yeah, I remember our first big check. I'm not even gonna say how much it was, but our first big check that we got, even just the lesson of like burning through it and then realizing like, oh, technically speaking, like it's a lot of money, but like technically speaking, it's not a lot of money, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you think like, oh, I got this big check, like it's gonna last me for a while. Like that's just
doesn't work.
Yeah,
like that,
it does not work like that, bro. So, yeah, definitely. And you know what? You can even look at like these reality shows and stuff like that, right? So. People who were content creators before getting on reality shows and stuff like that, as soon as they get that boost, from being on Love Island or whatever it is, they're able to maintain that, or even push it further. The people that was chilling and then just got 300,000 followers, just got 500,000 followers, like you go back and check them out a year later, they don't have nothing going on.
I tell people all the time, like, to whenever you get $1 million, there's a difference between having $1 million and being a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because if you have $1 million and you're not a millionaire, you're gonna go right back to whatever it was you 100%. Were before you got that $1 million. It's just how everything balances out. So I feel like a lot of times I got the money and I wasn't that yet in the mind. So that's why every time I got money, I lost it because I wasn't where I needed to be at mentally. And everything's gonna go back to normal. That's why lottery winners, people that win the lottery. You ever seen anybody win the lottery and keep their money?
Never.
Oh, that's why
10 years they're finished.
Yeah, that's why a lot of stuff with
and
the
they're
athlete,
even worse off because once they're finished, they become suicidal.
Of course,
give a man 10 million and then get him to lose it, and then he's broke again.
Think about it. No, think about how. No,
like,
they just how much life luck did you just burn through? Your life is gonna be terrible after that.
Yeah,
what can you? You think you're gonna get 2 chances at that? You just burned through your whole life luck ever.
Luckily for luckily for me, for sure, is that I hate, like, yeah, you know, you have to do it for certain stuff, but I hate debt, man. Yeah. I hate, and I'm like, bro, if I would have been getting certain like checks and then like went and created a lifestyle that I had to maintain, like, I'm glad I didn't do that, bro. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people, like you said, they'll win the lottery and they'll go create like a lifestyle that has to be maintained. And it's like, that's where the slow burn, and that happens with the athletes too. That's where like your money has a slow burn on it, bro. We're like, as soon as you get out, if you don't replace that, if you don't go be an ESPN whatever and
commentator,
all that stuff
coach,
like that, you know, all that and really do all that, bro, like your lifestyle stays the same, but the money's going this way. You know what I mean? So they just can't maintain the money, but yeah,
you're spending $30,000 a month, you're gonna burn through $1 million pretty fast if you're not making
exactly that. Do you guys have a collective piece that you guys have done together, which is like your favorite piece? Maybe it's a different piece each one.
No, because I feel whenever it comes to art, I have a short-term memory. Okay. So like once the piece is done,
you move on.
I move on. Like I'm ready for the next one.
Do you think that's important for artists to have that kind of mentality as well?
I think I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet. No, honestly,
I
like
appreciate.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. The reason why it can be a good thing is because you don't get married to your piece. You don't get married to your work, right? Yeah. It's easy to let go of. It's easy to. It's very easy to understand that it's very easy as an artist to think that your moment in time is bigger than what it is. So I might have a piece that I finish, right? And I move on from it so fast that I didn't give it enough time, right?
It wasn't finished.
Right. So like if you're creating I look at it like this. You're creating a business, right? You make the business, and in the first day, the business is, you run it, you come up with ideas, you create it, you grow it, right? You only had to come up with one business idea. Yeah. I look at every piece like every piece is a new business idea. So a lot of times whenever I create a piece, I might move on from it so fast that I didn't get everything that I could have gotten out of it. Yeah. Whether it's promoting this piece a certain type of way, whether it's I could have turned this into prints, I could have did this, I could have did this. I could be eating off that piece for 2-3 months. Yeah. But because I might have uploaded it on Instagram and it got however many views, a lot of times I think social media is a contributing factor to me moving on from it so fast that if I'm not posting today, then I'm going to be forgotten about. If I'm not posting tomorrow, I'm going to be forgotten about. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet. Yeah. I think it's good in the sense of I can run through pieces, so I'll never be overwhelmed when it comes to art. I'll always be like, I'm turning over so fast. Yeah. I'm coming up with new ideas so fast that I'll never be overwhelmed. But I think that a lot of times I miss out on stuff because I didn't realize what I had because I moved on so fast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I'll have pieces that I do really, really like, but a lot of it is just visual. It's not like sentimental value or anything like that. Yeah, yeah. So like I might, like there's a piece that we have that I just love a bunch, bro. And it's literally nothing special. But I just like the way it goes together, the circle one. Oh. Yeah, yeah. And
that was literally
a 5-second.
We pulled it. We pulled a tabletop out the trash.
Oh yeah,
can.
we pulled a tabletop out the trash can and painted the tabletop. And it was in the back alley.
Because we just needed something to do.
Yeah. And so like we did that, and we actually painted something else on it first. and then we painted over it. But that piece, I don't know if it's that it's a circle. I don't know what it is, bro, but I love it, and it's very simple. Yeah. And I think it's like I said, if I
think it's whack.
if I do have an attachment to pieces, it's probably just visual. Yeah. It's not. Was
that probably your quickest piece to make? Would you say?
No, probably not. It wasn't the quickest. But it didn't take a ton of time.
No, it's weird because like I have a piece that I might spend 3 months on.
Oh shit!
And the reaction to it for most people is like, oh, that's cool. But then I have a piece that took 5 minutes, and they're like, oh, yeah. And you know so I think that might play up a role.
Yeah, and also like there's different techniques for different things that take longer or shorter or whatever. Like we were prepping for a show that we threw last year, and there was a 24 by 48 piece, so like literally not even that big, and we were just like, that's gonna be the worst piece. Like that's gonna take so long. We have no motivation to do it. Like we were like, that's gonna take forever. And then people can see like let's say we did a painting that's as big as this, you know what I mean? Like as big as this wall. It could possibly take longer to do this one than that one, you know? Sure, depending on like which techniques you're using. So time and all that doesn't really play into it for real. Yeah. Sentimental value can, I guess, but mostly for me, if there's anything I'm attached to, it's visual.
Okay, and you say techniques, you mean like whether you're doing it with a pencil, a brush?
More like so let's say for example you're doing a 2D like or a flat style or something like that. You might have to do 2-3 layers of one color just to make it as solid as you want to do. Okay. So that would take longer than if you're just blending blending colors together to make it look more not cartoony or whatever it might be.
So if we're doing a certain style, he was talking about how the colors have to dry because the way that you layer the colors on top of each other, and if they're not completely dry, when you put another color on top of it, you'll start to blend the colors together, so you won't get that color. And so there's other techniques where some people might think it's harder because you have to blend it out from one shade to another shade, right? And that might take some people more time. Yeah. But if you've been doing it for so long, you start to realize, oh, there's no drying time in it. I can just run through it. I can run this. I can run that. So for me, the style that's harder, I can run through it a lot faster because there's no drying time. You don't have to be as precise. You can blend and then you can go over the top of it. So would you say there's a piece that I like more than any other?
Probably, but we've just done so many that.
What is it?
I'm trying to think.
I don't think I treat any piece better than the other one.
Sounds like me and my wives.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like I did think that before, but I just can't think of what piece it is. But yeah, I like, and like I said, we're also like a high volume.
Yeah, you know, constantly.
We're a high volume studio for sure. Yeah, so.
Yeah. And you said 3 months, bro. Is that the longest it gets, or can it get longer?
I can get longer, but that's more about motivation than
yeah.
So you'll start it off, and then you'll maybe it's like what musicians get, right? You might get a creative block, and you might say, you know what, I'm gonna put that away for a little bit.
Yeah, but not even a creative block. Most of the time, it's
labor block. You just don't want to do the labor.
I won't even say that. I would say for me, because like I told you, I move on from pieces so fast that I'm always thinking about another idea.
Next one.
So it's like if I'm working on this and I've been working on it for so long and there's a new fresh idea in my mind, it's like, yo, let's
get one of the new stuff.
See.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'll like, cause we had a studio, right? Eventually I'll come back to it. The piece isn't put away. It's going to be here. It's just going to be on my nerves. Sure. And then there might be somebody that walks in like, yo, when you going to finish this piece? And I'm just like, all right, I'll finish it today. So the longest piece that I did was this. I did the statue piece. So I started it in Ohio. I moved to San Francisco. I lived in San Francisco for 2 years, and I finished it like a week before I left San Francisco.
Oh shit!
But I started it when I was in Ohio.
Yeah, so it's 2 year period.
Yeah.
And it also depends as well. Like if it's business or personal, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Like if a company or a person hits us up and is like, hey, can you do this? We'll probably have it to them next week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
not even next week.
We'll probably have it to them. We'll probably have it shipped out If it's something that needs to be shipped, we'll probably have it shipped. You know, if it's Monday, we'll probably have it shipped on Friday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But personal stuff is a little different, you know, because it is like your representation. So it takes more thought of what it's gonna be, what it's gonna look like, how you're gonna present it, all that stuff like that. But if somebody was to be like, hey, I have this, you know, this
Picture.
car,
Yeah.
can you paint a picture of my car? Like, we'll have it to you next week, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just depends.
Yeah. Commission work is a lot different than I'm trying to create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing a commission work, 9 times out of 10, unless they come to you like, hey, I just want your painting, do whatever you want to, versus I have an idea, right? If you have an idea, I can flesh it out for you very fast. I can get it done. There's this. But whenever I'm coming up with something myself, or whenever we're coming up with something ourselves, it's more like, all right, who are we making this for? What is the subject matter going to be? What are we trying to do? What is this? What is that? What is that? So that process might take a long time. Then once we're working on it and drawing it, I might, in the middle of it, get a different vision and switch it up a little bit, or do this or do that. But if it's somebody else's piece and they're like, yo, I need this, there's a difference between being somebody hiring me for my creativity and hiring me for my skill. And so whenever I'm being hired for my skill, I can, if you need it by tomorrow,
do it instant.
You know
but
what I'm
creativity is different.
And you know what? And this is I don't mean to like change the subject, but he just said something that I always like. It kind of reminds me of something I always say. Like, let's say you wanted to be an artist, right? Or let's say somebody was to come up to me and say, hey, I want to be an artist. Like, you know, they want to pursue art or whatever it is. The first thing I would say is you have to kind of figure out if you're what I call an idea generator versus an idea connector. Okay. And I think that the difference is like the idea generator is someone who might go into something completely blank. Okay. Right. So like, let's just use musicians, because most people can relate to musicians, right? There's the person who maybe they heard a song, maybe they heard a chord progression, and they're like, oh shoot, I really like that. I really like how the piano mixes with this synthesizer or that. So I'm gonna go home. I already kind of have a plan of what I'm doing, and I can connect that with something else. And okay, cool. I'm an idea connector.
Yeah.
And then there's the people who are just like, let me sit at the piano and just see what comes to me.
Blank state.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Touch a few keys.
Yeah,
let
me see what comes to me, right? And I think that's the same thing with like art, painting, design, all of that. Is that if you're an artist, you have to really figure out if you're an idea connector or idea generator. Because like I said, there's artists who sit at a canvas and they're just like, I'm just gonna see what comes to my brain.
Yeah.
As to where like there's other people like us that might get like see something, get an idea, whatever, and we're like, okay, cool, we're gonna go to this already pre-planned kind of what at least the idea is. And I always compare it to like Kobe Bryant, right? Kobe, his favorite player was Magic, and he wanted to be like Magic. But once he got older and his body started to shape and he realized he wasn't going to be certain height and all stuff like that, he realized he was more like Jordan, and that's why he started copying Jordan. It didn't matter that you want to be like Magic, you are more like Jordan. So the thing is, I think a lot of people might want to be an idea generator,
but they're just
but
a
you're a
connector.
connector.
Most
You know what I mean?
artists, I'm guessing, will be connectors, right? To be a generator is extremely hard, right?
Because the thing is, on top of being a generator, on top of being a generator, you also have to have the skill to match the generation. You know what I mean?
Because there's a lot of people that can have an idea, but they can't
flesh it. They can't
even bring it to life.
Right.
Wouldn't it be cool if somebody else created this?
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think I don't remember what you said that made me think of that, but
the skill versus the
versus the creativity. The thing is that like a lot of people can have low artist confidence, low artist self-esteem, because they think that they're a connector or they think they're a generator, but they're the other one. So I would say you have to, make some art, get some reps in, and really try to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out what you actually are. Versus
just like Kobe did. Like you said, you wanted to be like Magic. Got older, nah, bro, you're not like Magic. You're more like a Jordan player.
Yeah.
Big up to Kobe, man. That's definitely someone who was great on and off the court, I think, in my opinion.
For sure. And if you like music, for example, I'll just give you an example. Kanye is a connector. right? So he'll hear a song and figure out how he can sample it and chop it and stuff like that. And somebody like a Scott Storch will just be like at the keys, just you know, going crazy.
That's my boy, actually.
You know what I mean?
Scott Storch.
Yeah.
You
Well, first things first, bro.
I met him through his ex-wife. So I don't know if you guys have seen Cocoa Nugs before. They're like, it looks like cannabis, but it's chocolate. They come in jars and stuff. So his ex-wife called Flo was the owner of that brand. So, you know, she's like, oh, I want you to come meet my husband. Like, I was like doing business with her. I kind of knew it was Scott, so
So I'm not even just saying this because you said it's your boy. Yeah. We've always said like, yo, Scott Storch is the coldest.
Bro, he's a G, and honestly, he's a really nice person as well.
Yeah. When it comes to like, you know, music production, stuff like that, like this guy is the coldest.
He is cold, man. Yeah. And going back to Scott Storch, is what me and him said before. He lost a lot of money, right, when he was young, and it's because he got it like not easy because he's very artistic, but he had that talent and it was just flying in, and he was living that lifestyle, thought it was never gonna end, and you know. But big up to Scott, man.
And so you just lean into whatever you are, like. Kanye, in my opinion, probably became the greatest idea 100%. Connector.
I love Kanye as well.
The greatest idea connector, you know, ever. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you know, if he would have thought, and I always, like, I speak in analogies, or I'm always like making like little comparisons and stuff like that. Like I always say, like, if Steve Nash thought he was Jordan, he would have never made the NBA. It's
true.
You know what I mean? Like, you really, like, no matter what you want to be, it don't matter, bro. You have to lean into like what you can do and really try to force that and really try to push that envelope as far as you can push it. And you can become
the best
great.
at that.
Yeah, you can become great, bro. You can become like, you know, you can be a legend.
Yeah.
If you just lean into what you can do and stop trying to be something that you're not. You know what I mean? So that was just random because he reminded me.
That's a good point, man.
Reminded me of that,
guys, that goes for everything, not just sports, not just music, anything. Play your role, stick to what you're best at. Even for example, like soccer, imagine you being a great defender, but you want to be a striker. Like, no, I'm going to be a striker. Even though like you're really tall and you're not that fast, but you want to be a striker, it's not going to work. Be the defender, play your role, be what you're best at, and you're going to thrive at it. Simple.
Yeah, go get you some rings. You know what I mean? Like, if you're Draymond, like, go get you some rings playing defense and passing the ball. You know what I mean? Like, it's better. It's like I said, you can become a legend if you just lean into what you can do.
Everybody wants to stand on the mountaintop, but they don't realize they want to stand on your mountain. They don't realize that everybody has their own mountain. You can just stand on your own peak, but you're so busy looking at my mountain that you don't realize. Like there's guys in the NBA that were the man in high school. They were the man in college, but they get to the league and they're like, yo, you got to play a role. I'm not playing a role. Okay, go to China. Then there's guys that's like, okay, I'll play my role. And they're like, they become Patrick Beverly.
12-year starter.
Yes.
Off of, like, and he averaged 35 before he won the NBA. You know what I mean? So it's like, but he decided, okay, cool. They want me to play defense. I'm gonna play defense. 12-year starter. You know, so the same thing goes with like your.
I was gonna say, I think that's what works best with us also, because whenever it comes to a project, right? Say we get a project. Say he gets a project. He's the one that this is your project. I'm gonna let you lead it. Like I'm not gonna jump in and try to overstep my boundaries. I'm gonna play the role that I'm supposed to play when it comes to this project. If you want me to step in and take it over, I will. But if you're the one that leads this. If I got the project, he's not gonna step in over on me. That's just how it works out. Like, well, I've learned that if I'm, let's just say I feel like I'm putting in the most work. Let's just say I feel like I'm putting in the most work. I might be putting in the most work over here, but whenever it comes to this side, he's providing what he needs to provide. And so I'm understanding, like, okay, even if I feel like this is a product that I would be thriving on, they didn't come to me, they came to him. I'm gonna play my role. I'm gonna sit back. I'm not gonna overstep. I'm not gonna play myself out of the position, because if he gets it, we got it. If he gets it and then I talk us out of it because I'm trying to talk over it, we just lost it. When we do a project, both of our names goes on the resume. You know, so if you win a championship, if you were playing defense, guess whose name is on that championship? That's you.
Yeah, it's true. Whether you're a defender or
if you scored 35
Or
and you led, but y'all lost, guess whose name's not on it?
not yours. Yeah, it's true.
Your name's not on it. You lost. It doesn't matter. You had all the points.
Yeah.
You still lost.
So guys, imagine this right now. Dream collab, yeah? You guys got to pick one person, yeah? I know you guys have different favorite artists. You're fit, like if there was one dead or alive collaboration you guys could have joined together with another artist, who would it be? If you guys were to sit down at the table and say, who we picking? Who we collabing with?
Who you pick? I already know who I'm picking.
All right, go. Who? I don't. Let me think for a second. Who you picking?
I'm gonna pick Salvador Dali.
Okay. I would probably pick I mean, I would probably pick one of the anime artists.
Yeah.
Just to I'd probably pick Masashi Kishimoto or something like that. Just so like we can make something that's artistic and has motion and has movement and has sound and everything like that. We do a lot, you know what I mean? Like I said, like we have backgrounds and everything, and we know creative direction and all that stuff like that. So I think that if I do pick, I guess it's kind of cheating, but if I do pick somebody who makes an anime or whatever, that will allow me to create a bigger picture, meaning, like I said, movement, motion, sound, everything. You know what I mean?
Start making anime, cartoons, all of that.
Yeah. So like, even if it was just like a show, right? Let's say we were to do just motion pictures.
Yeah.
You know, GIFs, you know, whatever it might be, you know, stuff like that. Like, I mean, I guess that's kind of cheating, but yeah. I'd probably go something like that.
I'm picking Dali because he's not the connector, he's the creator.
Yeah.
He's the creator, and he can do anything. Like he does surrealism. And he
honestly,
does
I'm probably picking like Michael Jackson or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I mean, it's Michael Jackson.
But you were talking about like visual artists, though, right?
Okay. Well, I would do his album cover or something, but Okay. So artists, I would pick.
Oh, I lied. I'm doing Michelangelo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Okay. All right, cool. I mean, I might go Virgil, bro.
Yeah, Virgil. Okay.
Yeah, I might go Virgil.
Okay.
Whack. I'm going.
It was in Epstein's Island. That's why I don't like Virgil.
You say what?
He was at Epstein's Island.
Got caught on Epstein's Island.
Oh, really?
Talking of that, fucking Trump was probably on it as well.
Wait, hold on. Let me. Okay.
No information wants to come out right now.
But I'm
He's changing his mind.
I'm gonna pick Michelangelo because he's got my favorite piece ever is the Statue of David. That's my favorite piece of art.
Yeah.
Period. And he's a sculptor, and I don't sculpt, but I want to learn how to do that. So I feel like I could draw something up, and he could sculpt it.
Fair enough.
Michelangelo.
There's a lot of people, man. Like, there's a lot of people we came up on. There's a lot of people that, you know, inspired and everything like that. So that is a rough question. But I mean, does it have to be an artist? Can it be a brand? Anything like that?
An artist.
I'm about to say,
artist.
like,
An artist. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So it would probably. I mean, I'd probably pick like Murakami or something.
Murakami. Okay.
Yeah, probably Murakami.
That's the flower one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see those everywhere.
Actually, I'm picking Murakami.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm picking.
Is there something that people outside of the art world always get wrong about people who are artists or the art world?
We're not all weird.
Facts.
We're normal.
I mean, yeah. I think that. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, another thing. Yeah, we're not weird, and there's no look for an artist. Because I hear it all the time. You don't look like an artist. Or whenever I say that I'm an artist, people think that I make music.
Yeah.
So I think that people think that there's a look for an artist, and they think that the artist is weird. When it's like, nah, artists are really the people that kind of push a lot of stuff forward.
That's what I would say. I would say that I don't think that people understand that art is everywhere.
Like a stop sign.
And I don't think that they realize that.
Stop signs are
Yeah,
art.
I don't think that they realize that everything that they love, there's artists and art involved, no matter what. Like, you like this show, you like this, you like that, you like this product, whatever it is, like there's art involved. Somebody drew that up first. You know what I mean? I don't think people realize.
Storyboarding.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that. And I think people do just think of the gallery side of art. I don't think people think about the commercial side of art. I don't think people think about
design and art.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you go to a gallery and you see a sculpture, and then you go to the Ferrari
The
whatever,
interior design
and you
stuff.
see the guy who made the clay version of it first, because
Okay,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
they do. They make the clay version of it first.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's
they make
crazy,
the
yeah.
clay version of these things first. There's no difference between the two. But because this turns into a Lamborghini or this turns into a whatever,
He's an interior
you think of
designer.
it, you think of it differently, but there's no difference. It's just the room that it's in. You know what I mean?
The designs of the
Yeah, like they
houses,
make these things out of
buildings,
clay
all that.
first.
Yeah.
So it's like I think people, like you said, I think they only see like the weirdo side of it, and they don't understand that it's a part of their everyday life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially like if you guys went like in general and met people like, you know, and said you guys were artists, I think like, especially him, he's very conservative. I don't know you as much like from talking about personal, but they'll definitely think you guys are liberal. And then when they hear him talking, they'll be like, what the fuck?
Honestly, I might be worse than him.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I believe it. I believe
it.
He's worse than me because I think that he's worse than me because he's smaller than me, right? and honestly, what it is I'm a big guy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking around. I'm on a diet right now, so I'm normally like 230, 240.
Okay.
So I have to almost kind of dumb myself down in rooms because of the way that I look. A lot of people are
not to come off
intimidated.
aggressive.
Oh yeah, it comes.
yeah.
If I'm passionate, it can come off aggressive.
Yeah.
So I think he's a lot more passionate whenever it comes to this
Yeah.
because I gotta chill a lot of
chill.
times because it's like
I think as well. I think because I don't actually, care what I don't really care to I don't know. I don't force it on everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I could hang around people, and I guess I do kind of look like everybody else, as well. Especially like with this, and I have like nipple piercings and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So like, I think because of that, I think people. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I'll speak on it if I feel like some. Okay, this is what I think the main thing comes from is that I'm a visual person. So I might get my nipples pierced or something like that because I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
As to where somebody else might get it because they want to feel pain or something like that.
They wanna
They're
stand
coming
out
from the
crowd.
they're coming from the internal.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
coming from the internal.
You're doing
and I'm
it from
coming
the
from
visual. You
external.
just wanna
Yeah.
look at
I'm just like,
something.
oh, I
It's
like
like-
that. I like
it's
that.
like,
I'm
I've
gonna
been
go get
working
that.
chess in the
Yeah.
summertime.
Don't, bro, I get it
yeah.
as well. I think I get put into the liberal box all the time, especially if I've got my braids. Like, like people automatically think, yeah, he's a liberal, and they hear me talk, and they're like, hey, he's a bigot.
Well, at the same time, this is what I will say. I do think that I'm very like, I don't even know how far you want to go into this, but what I will say is that I think that I'm very independent. And I think that, what's up?
I was just gonna say, but his independence always leans towards one side.
No. I think
I'm the same though,
I
bro.
think that I'm very independent, and I think that most of the time there's two sides to every situation.
Yeah.
And I think that there's times throughout history where one side is more correct than the other side.
Yeah.
And I think that we're at a place right now where if you don't completely abide to whatever's going on, that they just completely just, act like you're the complete worst. You know what I mean? And I think that because the thing is that there are certain things where I could be like, okay, that's I don't really care about that. I don't really agree with that or whatever it might be. And people will be like, wow, I'm very surprised that you wouldn't agree with that because you're so far,
Right, yeah.
conservative or whatever it might be. And it's like, nah, I'm an independent thinker. You just, conservatives are just right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm similar to him, bro. For example, I'm very conservative, right? But there's so many things I disagree with the Republicans and the conservatives with. Like, for example, Palestine, Israel. I know a lot of conservatives, they pander themselves to Israel. There's a reason behind that. It's because AIPAC runs our politicians. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very pro-Palestine. I'm not really like that big of a fan with Trump. I believe like all our politicians have to be Zionist first and pandered to them. So yeah, I get you. Like I don't agree with everything the right says, even though personally me, I tend to lean more to the right.
And the thing is though, whenever it comes to a lot of this stuff, and I think that if you, and this is why I say like I said, I'm a very independent thinker. I think that if you agree with everybody on everything, you're weird.
You're weird.
Yeah,
bro. Thank you, bro.
You're fake.
Yeah,
Fake, bro.
and so, like I
Fake.
said, I think we're at a place now where not agreeing with everything on one side makes you the other side.
Yeah.
Like you see them, like you see how they attack Joe Rogan, and it's like, bro, Joe Rogan's a liberal.
Yeah,
You know
bro,
what I
he's
mean?
a centrist. I say it all the time. I have an argument with my cousin Andy about it. He's like, no, man, like Joe Rogan's right leaning. I'm like, no, he's not.
He's literally
He's
not.
literally in the middle. He panders to both sides because he doesn't want to lose people from either side. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a centrist.
I personally want to go back to the time to where we didn't talk about politics.
Agreed,
Yeah.
bro.
The reason
Agreed.
being-
Yeah.
Agreed.
The reason being is because everybody's household is completely different than the next person's household.
Yeah.
So I might feel some type of way about this politician because my child benefits my child in the future because of this and this. My child might be this, or I might be this, or this might be this. We live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
But this benefits my child more, and I voted for that because of this. But now you're going to come after me because I voted for that. It benefits my child. It doesn't benefit my child, though. Well,
Yeah.
why would I be worried about your child?
And you know what?
So-
I think where things went very bad was that is that one side, which I'm saying is the incorrect side, and in these day and ages, is that they decided that they wanted to make social issues political issues.
Correct.
And they decided that they want to make that one thing. And that's why politics has gotten so personal.
Yeah.
It's because there's things that are supposed to be social issues that they've decided to try to put under legislation
issues, yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. And that's really the issue right now.
It's true.
Yeah.
Everything usually stems down to one minor idea. And in that one minor idea has babies and babies and babies and babies. Like if we talk about dating, I think
Yeah.
all the problems in dating comes down to one simple thing.
Yeah.
I think that every problem we have in politics comes down to one simple thing. And yes, it extrapolates to different ways, but like dating, I think the biggest issue is that, like I said, there's two sides to everything. I think that there's times in history where, men were more correct as far as dating goes, and women were more correct, or whatever you say. And right now, dating all goes down to women don't know the difference between sexual attention and relationship attention, and that ruined everything.
Social media, feminism, and what you said, like they can't tell the difference.
But all of that comes from that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you say, oh, social media, but it's like social media, they think that social media attention is real attention.
Yeah.
They don't know
He wants
how
a wifey me, this NBA
they
player.
don't know. Yeah, they don't know how to separate the tension between like, oh, this guy is just talking to me because I have, something that he wants. And then this guy actually genuinely wants to be with me. And so that messes up
100%.
everything. And then the girl who's ugly, whatever you want to say, still gets hit on by the hot guy. She thinks the hot guy wants her. That's her new standard.
That's her level.
That's her new
That's her
standard
level,
now.
yeah.
That's what she thinks. Okay, cool. He texts her every now and then just to be able to keep, doing it.
Smashing.
Yeah, and now she thinks like, this is my level of dude.
Yeah, and then she meets a guy on her level, and he's like, hey.
Yeah, and then even if she does try to give the guy on her level a chance, she's already messed up because she experienced.
She can't go down.
Yeah, she can't go down. She
she gotta
experienced
go
too much.
People, I tell people this all the time. They think that these concepts, they think that when they hear stuff, they don't realize that it's a concept, right? The concept of Pandora's box is once you open it, you can't close it. So a lot of times, like if you're a woman and you've been, oh, I'm going out on these yachts, all these NBA players, I'm in this crowd, I'm this, I'm that. Yo, that's the lifestyle that they're used to living, and they're gonna recycle you out for the next thing, right? So now whenever it's time for you to go back and settle down, because I'm not putting you on yachts or I'm not taking you out here and I'm not doing this, you think that I'm not a certain thing or I'm not a certain standard. But it's like, No, that was a fun time for you at one point. Like, okay, I had a girl. I'm not gonna say any names, but I'm not even gonna say where she's from.
Yeah, don't say no names.
I'm not gonna say where she's from. But she dated ball players, all types of ball players, from like football, basketball, everything. But she wanted me to settle down with her, and I'm just like, yo, I'm not about to be. Even if I got money, even if I had like,
Billions,
even if I had the type of money that they have, I'm not living that lifestyle.
Yeah.
There's no way. So like, whenever you were with me for 10 years and we got kids and now you settled down and your life isn't as exciting as it was before, you think it's because I'm bad. Or I seen a woman leave a man and he was a perfect man for her, but her life wasn't exciting. That's because you.
Do you know that's the main reason why women leave men?
100%.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, it's funny, kind of like revisiting all of this. My girlfriend, we've been together for a while, and she's very like inexperienced. She was sheltered, all that, right? And me having to explain some of these concepts to her is just so funny, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're at this bar one time with him actually, and there's two girls sitting across from us. One girl's super attractive, and the other girl's not as attractive, but she has like, you know, her chest out basically.
Yeah.
And my girl's like, why do the guys keep going up to her when she's way prettier? And I'm like, because they feel like they could crack that right now.
Easier access.
Yeah. I'm like,
available.
they feel like they could crack that tonight because of the way she's dressed.
Yeah.
And she was so like blown away by it.
We're problem solvers, man. You see tits out, you're like, all right, that's gonna be an easy.
Exactly. And I'm just like, it's so most women though, either they don't have or they don't want to listen to the guy that is going to be honest with them and tell them like, hey, this is what's going on. Like, she has her chest out. They feel like they can crack. That's why. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like, and she was just like blown away. Like, dang, like really? Like that's crazy. You know? So it's funny. It's funny revisiting. You know, revisiting.
And
some
that's
of those,
the best, bro. Honestly,
concepts.
find a girl who has been sheltered, like through maybe family. She has a good upbringing, and then you just got to explain biology to her, because fucking school ain't gonna explain all this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even like me, like I'm seeing someone right now like really new, but like I'll always tell the girl I'm seeing from the very get-go, like I could never be monogamous. But you know, for me, like for majority of guys, they're gonna just lie. They're gonna say, "No, baby, you're special. I'm only gonna settle down with you." But the truth is, even that, I think we're very different to women. I think a man can love multiple women at the same time if he wanted to, if that's if he wanted to do. Obviously, I know we're Christian and it goes against that. But that's the only part of Christianity where I don't really agree, which, like, you know, I think for a man to be monogamous, it's going to be very difficult, especially for the rest of our lives.
You know what I think as far as monogamy goes, something that kind of changed, the way I see monogamy for sure, was that I think we talk about a lot of the problems that people experience when being monogamous.
Yeah.
But I don't think we talk enough about the problems that people avoid by being monogamous.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Wasting
and I think
time,
that for sure.
resources.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that let's say things are done the right way, right?
Yeah.
And like, let's say the things are done the right way. Nobody cheats on anybody, whatever, right? You won't see anybody monogamous in the AIDS clinic.
Yeah.
You know, you won't see anybody with a broken family. You won't see any of that. You know what I mean? So I think that guys go about monogamy the wrong way. I think that women and men go about monogamy the wrong way, meaning they think that as soon as they got their person, they won the game and they don't have to like play anymore.
Yeah. Oh, you got when you're a man, you got to keep playing till death.
But I think that if you can be a man and you can keep playing, and then you can motivate your girl to feel the same way.
Yeah.
I think that it's a lot easier to be monogamous, for sure.
I agree with you. What I would say is I agree with you with having casual sex. Like me, I had a lot of casual sex growing up, and I tell all the guys, like, it's not really fulfilling. Is it needed? Yes, I do think that a man when he's young should go out there, gain female experience. So you can just learn females. Otherwise, how the fuck are we going to learn? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like me, at my age now, I'm like, I don't even want casual sex. But fuck, I would love 2-3 wives.
Nah, I feel you.
And you know what? Like I said, bro, like I think it's all about putting yourself in a position where you can have what you want.
Exactly.
You know
that.
what I mean?
You dictate terms.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to be monogamous, I'm monogamous because I want to be monogamous.
Yeah. And so,
A lot of people, they're monogamous because
they go beat the shit or leave him.
or
they-
or that's I got a couple people in my life that I know. I'm not gonna mention any names and embarrass anybody, but they got their first girlfriend and it was over with for them.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you got your first girlfriend at like 14 and y'all been together, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if you get your first girlfriend at 22, you've been trying the whole time, and then that's who you with for the rest of your life, you can't get nothing else.
Yeah. It's true.
yeah,
I feel like a lot of dudes that if they had the chance to not be monogamous,
I think that's the difference is that me, for example, I've been able to just like live to where I know like, all right, cool. This is, I want to live my life a certain way, XYZ. And I know that I mean that, right? As to where, because of like past experiences and stuff like that. Like I know that I mean that, you know what I mean? But there's guys who are completely on monogamy train, and that's what they're fighting for, and they're yelling at guys who aren't, and all stuff like that. But then if you handed them $1 million, they'd be out.
Or 9 out of 10 come up to them.
Yeah,
and say,
exactly. Exactly. If you handed them $1 million, or if you gave them a Lambo for a month,
Yeah,
they'd
six
be,
pack.
Yeah, the six pack for a month. They'd be out.
Exactly.
Like they don't mean
You're
that.
only
And
this person because you're not the person you want to be.
Right.
Me personally, I've turned to monogamy simply because I have put myself in positions and I've been like, yo, if I could go back, I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
So now that I have the chance to be monogamous, it's like, for me, I know me.
Yeah.
And I know that if I go out there, I'm wilding. Like it's proof. You know what I mean? There's proof. Like, it's at one point it was like I've moved a lot, right? And I moved a lot as an adult also. So I've been able to go from one city, nobody knows me, do the same thing that I did in this city, do the same thing that I did in this city. But I realized, like, okay, monogamy is gonna do me the best because I'll get out here and I'm the type that I'm very, very go with the flow type of deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it can be a situation where it's like, okay, let's say I go out of town, right? I go out of town to work on something. All of a sudden I get out there and I'm like, what was I out here for again? You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta change it up. So
That's
it's
what
like,
I'm saying. I'm like
it helps me focus.
If you get female attention, then you actually know what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
agree.
That's why I
like if
know
you
I
get
need
female
monogamy.
attention, you're like, all right, cool. I know that I want 3 wives.
Yeah.
Then that's cool, right?
Yeah.
If you don't get female attention and you're like, I want 3 wives, you don't know.
You don't know.
You
shit.
don't know.
Yeah.
And then if you don't get female attention and you're just like, oh, like, I'm good with my one or whatever. But if you get female attention and you're like, all right, cool, I'm straight with my one. This is what I want. This, that, the other.
Yeah.
You know that's what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of these guys are super for it, super point the finger or whatever. But if you were to give them a bunch of female attention for a weekend, they'd be out.
Out. And this is what I also explain to women. Your man, to find a real loyal man, you got to find a man who can actually get women. Because if he's picking you out of loads of women, then that's real loyalty from the man. But if you're the only chick that he can get, bro, that's no loyalty.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, if most guys, if they had the chance to not be monogamous, they would, because they haven't been in that situation. It's and then people. Another thing that I've realized this too is like, people like, oh, if you peaked in high school or whoever. People don't realize that high school is really like a social experiment, right?
Yeah.
And it's like if you get it after high school, there's no problem with you glowing up after high school. But a lot of guys that had a mentality in high school, whenever they get to a certain age, once they get it, they still got that same mentality that they had in high school, right?
Yeah.
So you see these guys that's going around that's like, oh, I got all this money, and they're still getting played by these women.
Yeah.
You see these guys that hit the gym, they get their life together, but they haven't changed their mindset. So now they look like whoever they wanted to look like, but the mind is still who it was before. Right?
100%.
So it's like you get out there, and I don't know why she did this to me. Bro, Because you're the same person that you were
Exactly,
before,
and you can be a multi-millionaire and still be a trick. Like, I see it all the time on Instagram. I see guys, they've got no charisma, they're not in shape, fucking look like shit, but they've got like millions of dollars, and they're buying Chanel bags, and I'm like, my G, she does not give a fuck about you.
You know who probably gets cheated on the most? Athletes.
Yeah, athletes. We hear it all the time, bro.
Athletes probably get cheated on the most because I'll tell it to you like this. Every girl that I know that's been that dates athletes, she dates athletes, but she gets by random people.
Yeah.
By the guy down the street. What? You're calling me from his house. I'm in my Honda Civic with no front bumper, and you're calling me from his bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo,
it proves to you that money's not enough, man.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. You I think to have a woman really truly respect you and admire you, you gotta have everything. Try and get as everything as possible. For example, I'm 5'9", I can't fucking grow taller, but I'll try and do everything I can do to be the best version of myself.
Max,
I know a guy who, I mean, his situation is different now, but I know a guy who hooked up with a Playboy bunny, and he pulled up in a 99 Accord, bruh.
Yeah.
And it's like, for you to be buying her all these bags, for her to give the same to a guy that literally gave her nothing.
Yeah.
He pulled up, like he met her somewhere. I told him to pull up. He pulled up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wale
it's just
had a line where he was like, "You can buy him for her, she can buy him for me."
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, and it's you know what? I don't want to be like pessimistic, bro, but like it's only gonna get worse, bro.
Oh, bro.
Because, yeah.
Women are cooked. Like, majority of women are gonna end up single. We already know this. Men as well, though. Majority of men, if you don't have your shit together, you're cooked as well.
Yeah.
Well, the natural order of everything is chaos, right?
Chaos, yeah.
And so, I feel like life happens in cycles. Sam, Sarah, death, rebirth, all of that.
Yeah.
I feel like every day is a microcosm of the death and rebirth cycle.
It's a cycle.
Same with the generations and stuff, right? They say that hard times create hard people create soft times create soft people create hard times.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it is with everything. The dating,
right.
the housing market, the stock market, whatever it may be. And so, in this situation right here, where it's just gonna keep getting worse until it explodes. And once it explodes, everything's gonna have to start over.
I think it did explode now. I'll tell you why. If you meet like 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old girls, they're a lot more traditional than our age group. For example, feminism got a big age group, but now if you're 18, 19 and you do OnlyFans, you're gonna be shamed.
Oh yeah.
Like, there was a time period where you was okay, like you was an independent woman, go do OnlyFans. But now you are right. It's a cycle. It's coming back where people are more traditional now. The youngsters.
I think that like I even seen like that they say whatever the Gen whatever that's going on right now.
Gen Z.
Yeah, they said that they're reverting, and I'm like, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Or what is it? What is it? Whatever one is coming up. Like,
what Gen Z is right now, right?
Gen
Alpha's the next
Alpha,
one?
yeah, or something like that. They said like Gen Z or Gen Alpha,
They
whatever
have
is
to.
reverting.
They have to,
but they get to see, because some of this stuff takes decades to really show.
Yeah.
So like,
When you see these
whenever you start
40-year-old
seeing
women
40-year-old women or whatever,
Crying.
yeah,
Bro,
like crying
I've had them
on
the podcast.
TikTok.
They
and all stuff
admit
like
it
that.
on my podcast. I say to them, like, if you could go back and pick one of the men that you met who was a good man, because every woman meets a good man that she thinks she can do better than that. They all say to me, the truth. Like, I went for my career. I got brainwashed by feminism. I wasted all my most peak years fucking chasing a career and chasing bullshit. And now I can't get the man I want.
Yeah.
They're honest, some of them,
Yeah, well,
we live in the softest times in the world right now, to where there's so much money going around that they can give a kid $10 million for sitting in his basement and playing a video.
Streaming, yeah.
So it's gonna pop. It's gonna get to a point to where it pops. Like I was talking about the art earlier, how there's just a buttload of people who have no skill, no experience, no nothing. They look at it like it's almost like music now. I don't know if you remember, but there was at a time SoundCloud came out and everybody thought that they could be a rapper. It got overflooded to the point to where it's like, okay, now it's lame.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna get to that point where art is lame, because I've gone the last year, I haven't gone to a show that's impressed me not once.
Yeah.
And it's like I'll see glimpses of stuff in there, like, oh, this artist is fire. Like, who is this artist? But 90% of it is like
garbage.
It's like, I don't even want to say garbage. It's like it's like garbage. I would call your stuff garbage if you put in time and you put in effort and it's just not good.
Good.
But these people, they're not even trying.
No effort. Yeah.
They're not even trying. I can't even call it garbage. It's like, imagine I spilled something on this table. You wouldn't call it
art. And then all of a sudden now,
wouldn't call
they
it
say art now, innit? Yeah.
I'm not calling. I can't even like the stuff that I see. I can't even call it art. Like I walk in and feel an energy.
Yeah,
you know
and then like you said, it ends up like music where the only people that people care about then end up being the guys who are super, at the top. You know what I mean?
Guys,
yeah. So it's like when everybody when there's an album coming out every week, but everybody's just sitting there waiting on Drake and Kendrick and Cole or whatever. That's kind of how art is now. Like he said, like if you really want to see something fire, you got to go to one of the super top guys type thing, you know what I mean? Because everything else is just like, oh, this person's putting in effort, this person's not putting in effort. Okay, cool. Like you said, we go to a group show, you see one person's picture that seems like it's actually like I care about art. You know what I mean? And but
we live in such a soft time right now that people are trying to, instead of finding purpose, they're finding trends.
Yeah.
They're finding something to follow, something that makes them feel important. And right now, art is one of those trends to where it's like, okay, people go out to events to be in their crowd and do this and do this. I can be an artist and they'll put me in this room and they'll do this. I can do this. So it's a lot of people that are just chasing the light, I guess you can say, the spotlight or whatever it may be.
And you know what? Because a lot of people aren't into art, what they've done is they've convinced people that it's over your head. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's why, but really that's people rigging the game to themselves to where now they can do whatever they want. And then whenever you say like, what's going on here, they could just say, you just don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like.
Wait, before you move on. People, I'm about to listen to
this. He's going to drop a gem now.
Listen to this. Your effort didn't go misunderstood. Because I'm sorry. Wait. Wait. All right. Your effort wasn't. Never mind. I'm gonna figure it out.
All right, cool.
Figure it out. I'm coming back to it.
So basically, they've convinced everyone that it's over their head, and you've seen other artists do this. You've seen artists do this in music. You've seen artists do this everywhere.
Fashion.
Fashion. All
Balenciaga retarded shoes and shit.
So,
you don't understand fashion.
Yes. There we go.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
No, wait.
He's about to get it out.
No, I got it. All right.
You want to write it down?
All right. Okay. Your effort didn't go unnoticed because you were misunderstood. Your effort went unnoticed because it didn't matter.
Okay.
A lot of people, like artists, a lot of people will try to tell you that you don't understand it. Like he was just telling you, they'll convince you, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Even
guys like you guys who are real artists?
No, not me. They try
so people like me, basically.
Well, yeah. Because with me, I don't judge people. Like if you come up to me and you tell me you're an artist and you show me your artwork, I'm not gonna judge it. Right? I'll ask you questions about it. So I'm not gonna be like, oh,
rude.
No. But a lot of times the art world is now like a lot of artists are coming in trying to convince people that you just don't understand my vision. A lot of people will say that it didn't work because they don't understand it. No, it didn't work because it didn't matter, bro. You didn't put in enough work.
Yeah.
A lot of people use that as a crutch as to why, I didn't make it because they don't understand my music. Like, bro, no. It doesn't. It just doesn't matter.
But at the same time, though, the cycle is like the cycle's going now to where now, let's say you don't know, like you're not into art like that or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
You go to a show and you see something that you think is trash, right? But you're gonna say, you're not even gonna say anything. You're just gonna be like, I must not understand it.
Yeah.
So they've succeeded because now people are just keeping their mouth shut. And that's why people have such
embarrass themselves.
But now that's why people have like such a big like reaction to our art is because they're like, oh, this is finally some art that I don't like. That I'm just like, oh, like you might be like, oh, I'm an artist, whatever, and then they see your stuff and they're like, oh my god, as to because they thought they were, they thought they were gonna
because nowadays, right, instead of actually putting in the work to get good at the things, a lot of people will come into it and think that they're good enough already, or it's passion, it's this, it's that. You just don't understand it. So instead of actually putting in the effort, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna learn, this didn't work, they didn't like it, I'm gonna get better. Most people will say, oh no, it's not me. You just misunderstood it.
Yeah.
So whenever I tell people like your effort, it didn't go unnoticed because it was misunderstood. No, bro, it went unnoticed because it doesn't matter, dog.
Simply
you didn't
good
put in
enough.
enough work. Like at the end of the day, you did not win.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the result that you wanted, you didn't get it.
No excuses.
You put it in front of the people that you wanted to see it. These are the people that you want to see it. Anytime that we put our work somewhere, I pay attention to people's reactions because I'm an artist for myself, yes. But at the same time, the moment that I decided that I wanted to take it professional, now other people's opinions matter.
Wow.
Because I can draw the best picture in the world, but if it doesn't sell, why does it matter?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could be the best at everything, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter.
No results, no matter. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
And guys, he's giving you loads of gems because I was actually going to ask both of them like, what advice would you give young creators? But they're giving you so many gems, so much advice. Yeah. Honestly, like I'm not just saying it because I'm interviewing you guys, but Americans in general, I don't think are the smartest people, but you guys have very high IQ, both of you guys, man. Like having a conversation with you guys is refreshing, and it's good.
I mean, as simple as this, like if you want to give advice to the young crowd, it would simply just be go make art.
Go make art, yeah, do it.
Because really those reps is what gives you what you need. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna paint a GT3 here coming up soon.
Push.
Yeah. And you know, people are like, you're not scared to paint people's expensive stuff, or you're not scared to paint somebody's Louis bag or whatever. And it's just like, we have so many reps in that like, it's just like, because we went and made art so much, like,
it's normal now.
It's normal. Like, it's normal. Like, you know what I mean? So, that would be my advice to everybody that's a young creative, is just to go make more of what you're doing, get those reps in. You'll get that artistic confidence, and you'll be able to tackle any job that comes your way. Even like whenever we do something for the first time, people are like, oh, have you ever painted a such and such? And we're just like, no, but we know we can because all the reps.
We've done so much art.
Yeah. So
I'll tell my advice to creators is always evolve. Don't think that you're too big to not evolve, because there's always going to be somebody that's trying to do, I don't even want to say take you out, but the goal of business and the goal of life is to push forward and to continue to move. So if you're an artist, right, and you're good, you'll be good enough until, like, all right, prime example. I played music growing up, all the way up until I was in the 11th grade. I was in the orchestra in high school. I was in band, all of that. I took piano lessons. I was top level. I would, not to toot my own horn, but I was a musical genius.
Yeah.
17, 18, 19, 20, I haven't played music. 23, by the time I get to 23, I'm still good. But everybody else that never stopped are way better than me now. So no matter how much talent I had, because I stopped and I don't need to practice, I don't need to do this, I don't need to grow, the people who aren't as talented as you, that is putting in, they'll catch up.
Or even go past you.
Yeah. Because now at 35, I'm like, bro, I was playing for at least all three movements when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
That's like, for a 9-year-old, that's great. For a 35-year-old, it's like, if you've been playing piano since you was 9, it's like, that's not an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing. So as an artist or as a creative, understand that there's people that are legitimately aiming to be as high as they can be. And if you think that, if you make music, you think that one song is going to carry you the rest of your life, you don't got to make anything else, you're crazy.
Yeah.
If you think that you created this whole company called Taxi, you think that Taxi, there's going to be no Uber that comes around, you don't think Lyft is going to come around, you created what's the store that doesn't exist anymore? Myers,
Blockbuster.
Blockbusters, yeah.
Netflix comes along. If these people don't continue to evolve, you get eliminated.
Always evolve, guys. And honestly, this is hitting home with me so much. So I had like the #1 cannabis brand in Europe. I come over to America. I made it like, I wouldn't say the #1 brand in America, but we were close, definitely top 5. And bro, I got comfortable. I stopped evolving. I thought, the money was going to keep running in. I could just put my feet up. I was going on vacations constantly. Like, I was just living up my life thinking, I don't need to evolve.
Yeah.
And guess what? It bit me in my ass. Now, like, I'm trying to get my company where it was back now. So, bro, what you said is so true.
Yeah, and even as simple as, like, it could be something as simple as, like, I meet artists that are like, oh, nah, like, I'm not on Instagram like that, right? And it's like, we got contacted by somebody to do some stuff for, like, NBA 2K and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And, like, they hit me up through Instagram. Which means that there's an artist right now. They were looking for an artist, and there's an artist right now that didn't even get a consideration because they're not on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta do it, bro. Whether you want to or not. Man. Like I don't wanna post on Instagram all the time.
Nobody will know what you do if you don't talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. And like I don't really want to be on Instagram all the time. You know what I mean? Like I wish I could just get all these opportunities, without Instagram.
I tell my cousin, if I could not post on Instagram, I wish I could. It drains me.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it has to be done, man.
And we've we've gotten so many opportunities through Instagram, and it's like that person was looking for an artist and they went to Instagram. So that means that there is an artist that didn't even get a consideration, but let alone getting the job. There's artists that didn't even get a consideration because they didn't want to. I'm not trying to be on Instagram. I'm not with all that Instagram stuff, So it's just like, bro, you gotta keep up, like, regardless.
Move with the times, man. Yeah, it's true.
Regardless,
because even like even like there's new platforms now, like Kick. Like I stream a lot, so like Kick, Twitch. Like you gotta get with the times, man. If I thought, I'm just gonna do YouTube, it's not gonna work. So a lot of people are not gonna find me.
Exactly.
What's been the weirdest or most unexpected reaction someone's had to any of your work here?
Actually, just recently, I don't know if this is the weirdest because I'd have to think. But just recently, this guy bought a piece from us that he's seen, and he said it reminded him of a girl that like burned him dating, right? Not like no
chlamydia, no.
Yeah.
Burn these
and
pockets.
he just seen so many signs in this picture. Like he was like, yo, the fact that she has this and that and this and that, and the girl had like numbers on her jacket or something like that, and he's like, the numbers on the jacket like remind me of this, and it was just like it was so crazy. It was so crazy.
They come up. I've had a person come up to me or just respond to me like almost like I did the picture for them, and it's like, yo, this picture speak this and this. And I'm just like, I was just drawing a picture, dog. Like I wasn't thinking that deep. I wasn't trying to do this for anything. Like the only reason why I even put it out there is because I just needed to post something on Instagram. So it's kind of surreal when people come up to you like that. I've had a person come to me and tell me like, "Oh, your hands are blessed by God," which I believe. But he's like, when people come up to you and they're like, "This was for me. This was for me." Da, da, da. Okay. Yeah. Buy it.
But yeah, like
don't forget we're all connected though.
Yeah, like it was it was just crazy because like there was just certain things that really were just kind of random, or maybe they meant something. They random in the aspect that they don't connect to each other. And he was just like, oh well, like this reminds me of this and this reminds me of this. So that was definitely a different experience there. But I don't really. I have to think.
No girls ask you guys for naked pictures or nothing like that.
All
the time.
I'll tell you.
He's smiling.
I'll tell you like this. Well, artist hack. Get a camera. Go to the club. Tell them you're an artist. Oh, you're an artist? Yeah, I do photography. I do this. I do that. I do a photo shoot and then I'll draw you.
Yeah.
You can't be a weirdo though, because if you're a weirdo, you're just.
It's not gonna work.
But you go to the photo shoot.
Just know.
By the time the photo shoot is over, if you're a
just
good
know
dude,
I've never done that.
If you're a good dude, no. If you're a good dude, like you know what I'm talking about, like
course.
they.
Even the girl you've dated, as a girl you guys dated, never said, "Oh, I just want a Titanic moment."
That's literally what I'm talking about. That's literally it. That's literally it. Like they'll say, they come up to you and say the Titanic line. You're gonna pay me like one of your whores or some shit, whatever she said in the Titanic line. So I'm just like, oh, that makes perfect sense. But like being an artist, it's Yeah, I don't think that's weird though, because
it's not weird.
I got like we weren't shy when it comes to girls. Like we got girls beforehand. So whenever I call it a hack, because every girl thinks that they're a model now. So if you got a camera, it's very easy to get a girl. But.
You know, what's funny about that is that somebody bought a piece from us, and you know, she was showing me on the FaceTime like, oh, this is an older lady. Yeah, this is like an older lady. And she's showing me like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put it at. I'm thinking I'll put it here or there. Or she's showing me like her place, and then she's like, I might put it next to this picture, and it's just like this naked lady, and she's like, yeah, I actually commissioned an artist. That's my body. I was like, okay.
Well, years ago, I'm guessing, right?
I was like, well, first
younger.
things first, like, that's not your body.
It's inspired by your body.
Yeah. But yeah, I think people do get extremely comfortable with their artists.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had a girl ask me to draw her, and then whenever I was like, okay, well, what picture do you want me to draw? I'll send it over to you, and then they send it, and it's just naked, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's what you got it.
Does Los Angeles inspire you guys in art wise? No, not really.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know about for him, but for me, I think that it's more visible than anywhere else. Not anywhere else, but well, I mean, I would just say in every single way though, in every single way. So like the thing that this is an art town, regardless. Because like I said, I see all of it kind of as I see all of it. So even whenever I'm just driving, I see billboards. Like I see billboards as art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like even if it's like, okay, this is a movie. This is how they're choosing to do it. This is how they're choosing to promote it. Like you've seen like the new Superman billboard. They have like him outside of the billboard holding up the date. Like, you know, like it's
I will say that they definitely put more of an importance on art here, which is a good thing, because it's like in Ohio, whenever we say that we're an artist, I feel like people look down on you until you show them the work. But out here, if you say you're an artist, they respect it.
And I think that they love.
Do you mind if I use the restroom?
They love art out here, like to the point to where you can, like, we've live painted at restaurants, at car events, like all that stuff like that, and because they care, they like art, you know what I mean? So I think that LA is completely different than all these other places, in my opinion.
When I go to Miami, I'm more like on obviously like the lifestyle and that, but would you say Miami's got a big scene for art or not as big?
So I see it all as art. So like I see like LA has art, movie, fashion, all that stuff. You see it walking around. You can be inspired by somebody's outfit walking on the street. I think in Miami, people more dress Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't really dress different from each other. They dress Miami.
Yeah, it's more trendy here.
Yeah. Like, or just in general, like people are able to be more creative with the way that they, you know what I mean? As to where like Miami people dress like they're at the beach. They dress like they're in Miami. They dress silk.
They're in
Vice
Scarface.
City. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So I think that Miami does have and also at the same time, I've only been to Miami during Art Basel.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's like outside of that, but from what I've seen, they do have a pretty moving art scene though. Yeah.
Everything good, guys?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
How do you keep the spark alive creatively? Any routines or habits, like say for like what help you with your art?
I think consuming different things for sure can keep that spark on. But then I also feel like, you know, people always like if they do get into a artist drought or artist block or whatever. You know, something that I used to struggle with is thinking that you can think your way out of it. Yeah. And it's just like a hole. Like you're not gonna be able to think your way out of a hole. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to start putting some action in. You're gonna have to start putting some real like movement and everything like that. I think movement creates movement. And I think that even if you are in an artist block, make something, and then you might come up with something that will inspire everything. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, like where at the end there's like a little heart character that like smiles and stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah.
It's
So
like a GIF kind of thing.
Yeah. So basically, that was an artist block, and I just like was just doodling and drawing and stuff like that. And then you might make something that sparks another idea, and then it becomes all of that. You know. Yeah. So I just don't think that. I think the worst thing you can do is stop. Yeah. Right. So keeping the spark is also just keeping active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People don't realize this, but creativity gets rusty. So like anything else, just like if you haven't played basketball in a while, the first few shots that you take, it's gonna be butt. Some you're gonna be like, let me get my shoulder in place. Same with creativity. If I've noticed this. If I'm doing murals and I'm doing a bunch of murals, I can think in a state of mind of a mural, so I can come up with a mural idea in 15 minutes. Yeah. But then if I gotta go straight from a mural to a logo, then I'm like, oh man, all of a sudden it's like I might have to do 5 or 6 different mock-ups just to get an idea running. But once the idea gets there, and once I do maybe 2 or 3 logos, I can bang a logo out in 5 minutes, like just a concept and idea. So it's all about like he said, you can't think your way out of it. The creative block is the block on the thought process. Yeah. So even if I might pick up a pencil and I might just start doing circles until an idea comes to me, or I might just whatever it may be, because like you said, you can't think your way out of a lot of things. So people think that they're thinking, but really what they're doing is they're just procrastinating
and wasting time, putting yourself in a deeper hole.
And it's a muscle, bro. Like you got to keep training, you have to keep it training and stuff like that. And you know, when you're moving and you're shaking, bro, like ideas can come to you like that. And then once you get rusty or whatever it might be, all of a sudden you're just like trying to get the engine started again, bro. Like so,
you're afraid to act, you're afraid to move.
And
then you try to convince yourself that you're trying to get ready. But really readiness is just a myth that was created by people who are afraid to act.
True. Yeah, and like there ends up being a lot of fear. There's more. It feels like there's more at stake on each idea. Yeah. Right. So like, if you haven't been in the game for a while, let's say you got some hats or something, you haven't been in the game for a while. Yeah. When it's finally time for you to redrop some clothing or whatever, or some hats, or put a painting out there, you're gonna be like, oh man, you're gonna feel like there's so much riding on it. You know what I mean? Like, as to where if it's just one of your many ideas, you're like, oh, like it feels like after artist block, it feels like you don't feel like you're in a place where you can just generate a bunch of ideas. So you're like, oh, I have to get this one completely perfect. But whenever you're in your flow and when you're moving around and you're shaking around, you'll be like, all right, cool. This is just one of my many ideas. So yeah. That's just how I see it.
So if you guys was an artist right now, what do you think you guys would be doing?
If I wasn't an artist? Yeah. I don't think I'd be living in LA. I think I'd probably pick a different place.
About what do you think you'd be doing?
Scamming.
Nah. No, I think if I wasn't an artist. Okay, so I have like a regular answer and then I have like a non-regular answer.
Give us both.
So I'd be a chiropractor.
Okay.
I just like it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one. That's like the regular thing. Yeah. But I would probably do the most. I'd probably make like a YouTube channel or something. Okay. But I like chiropractor. I like watching videos of chiropractors. And like it's super popping now. I think a bunch of like people blew up on TikTok, but I was watching these videos years ago when they had like no views for real. So like I've always just
getting them bones cracking.
Yeah, I just always liked it, bro. I don't know why, bro. Yeah. But other than that, you're saying like if I wasn't an artist in general?
Yeah. In general, yeah.
Or just like
no, if you wasn't an artist, but say
or like a visual artist.
Yeah, a visual artist. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, I'd probably be like. I mean, I'd be making music, DJing.
Okay,
yeah, DJing.
What about yourself? Yeah. Music? You say?
No, I'd be Iron Man. I'd be inventing the most irrelevant shit that you could think of, bro. Like I'd be an inventor.
Metal pieces.
I'd be an inventor. Yeah. I'd be either an inventor or some type of game designer, because I have like not a degree, but I have like a lot of certifications in like computer management or computer information technology, database management, like like probably some. I would be something like that.
Yeah,
And not,
I mean,
not,
I
wouldn't want a regular job either.
Yeah, I would say
I would be Iron Man. I would be making
probably
stuff
be.
that,
I guess I'd probably be like. I mean, I love DJing. Probably be like a fitness influencer or something. You can't tell, but I'm like, I'm built. I have a sweatshirt on, but I'm
bro,
pretty
our
good.
short kid's killing it, bro.
I would just be inventing stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, I think I was.
Yeah, how did you're your full brothers? How tall are you?
I'm like 5'11".
Oh, okay, I don't know why I felt you was taller. Maybe because I'm so short.
No.
Don't worry about that, man.
No, so
I feel like me and you are the same height.
so
Nah, it's okay though.
Is it?
So my brother-
It doesn't matter, bro.
it's four of us, and we're like, depending on my shoes, I'm like 6 foot. Like if I got on the right shoes today, I got on Chucks, so I'm 5'11". I can't fake it. But if I got on any pair of shoes with anything, I'm 6 foot.
You're like my cousin Andy, 5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah, I'm that weird where it's like if I'm standing next to you, you can see, oh, he's not short. But if I'm at a distance, you're like, oh, he's like 5'6" or something like that. But then we got a brother that's like 6 foot 6'1".
Yeah.
I'm like 5'11", 5'10", or not 5'10". I'm sorry, 5'11", 6 foot. And then we have a brother that's like 5'9", 5'10", which is Sean.
Okay.
And then there's his head. Yeah.
Okay,
So we're all close, and then there's
yeah.
because my parents are both short though. That's the thing.
Yeah, same with me. Both my parents are short.
Yeah.
So, what interests and hobbies do you guys have outside of art? What do you like to do when you guys are not producing the artwork?
So life has kind of been, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's been very art.
Yeah.
It's been very art. Like I said, I like DJing. As far as hobbies go, though, man.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm gonna have to figure it out again.
Yeah, we have to work.
I feel
it's
like
been so busy, bro. Like
these last 5 years, 5 to 10 years, I feel like it's been so focused on making it, getting stuff done, that I've changed as a person. And once I get enough time to figure that out, I think I'm gonna have to relearn it.
what about you? What you get into?
I like MMA like you as well. What martial arts do you do?
Oh, so I wasn't actually like a MMA or like I was like a Chinese martial arts competitor type of thing, like Jet Li type of thing. You know what I mean? So I did like Shotokan, wushu, karate. And I like competed like doing forms and stuff like that. And then I guess I competed like combat too, but our combat was much different than your guys'. Ours was points, you know what I'm saying? Like it was points, you know, like it wasn't like trying to, try to kill somebody. Yeah. It was like points oriented. I did combat, but but that was just like a segment of it. A lot of it was forms and katas. And then like I was on a team where we would like travel around and like do performances and stuff like that. So like, that's what I did. And maybe if UFC and everything was like really as big as it was back then, then I probably would have went that route.
I mean, there's no way that I can stand there and get kicked in the face for sport and you think that we're gonna be cool. If you kick me in the face, every time that I see you, it's on sight. There's no way that I can walk. Like you just step in. I watch it and these guys are different.
I
get kicked in the face.
I go to class sometimes and there's like 16, 17-year-old boys and they choke the shit out of me.
Yo, but you get kicked in the face. And after the fight, I gotta stand there with you, and they gotta hold your hand up above mine. I gotta stand next to this guy. I gotta stand next to this guy that just kicked me in the face.
But you know
in
what?
front of 1,000 people. No.
Yeah, I
can't do that.
I think if UFC was like as popping as it is now, then that's probably a direction I would have went.
Yeah. You might not understand it, but you know what? There's actually something intimate. Not pause, no Diddy shit. Like there's something intimate about fighting a fight with someone. Like you actually gain respect.
Oh no. See,
even if he kicks you in your face, though.
Trust me. The thing is this, right? I learned that I don't have that because we grew up in Ohio, right? Ohio, you gotta find shit to do, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a house party, 9 times out of 10,
Yeah,
the house party,
yard street fight.
you got gloves in the car.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
gloves in the car. Let's entertain
Have you
people.
seen
right?
that on like the internet where like they have like those people and like
beefs.
a man?
No,
it's
they're not even
like,
street
they
beefs. It's
have,
just
like their own like little fight league in the backyard.
it's kind of yeah.
like street beefs,
It's
bro.
like that, except
okay, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
They have one in like I think it's like Virginia.
yeah. It's like that, but we're not beefing. You know what I'm saying? It's no beefs. It's just
we would do that.
We got
for
guys
fun,
that
it was crazy.
yeah.
Like you just like, hey, bro, you got boxing gloves? Like let's
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
It was crazy,
because
bro. Like
we were at this party one time, and me and my friend, me and him competed in a lot of things, and he's a white guy, but he was into that stuff, and then we were fighting, and in the middle of the fight, I realized I was actually mad. Once I realized I was actually mad, I got him on the ground, and we're in the grass, and I'm like, I'm not doing any move. I'm choking him with my hands like this, like, cause we had the gloves, the boxing, not boxing gloves, but the UFC
gloves,
yeah.
So I'm like legitimately 2-hand choking him, like, and he's trying to get out from under me, and I'm just like grinding him through the grass, just pushing him through, and I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't, because I was like, my whole thing is, I'm trying to stop you in any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to stop you as fast as possible, because I realize I don't like getting hit.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the hobby that I want. I don't think I have enough time. Like I want to do. Like I've always, I was always like into the performative aspect of it. So, growing up, like watching like Tony Jaa and stuff like that, I always want to do Muay Thai. Yeah. So I do want to do Muay Thai. Yeah. And that is what I really want to get into.
I'm not competing.
I'm not competing. But you know what? Like my size for sure will stop me from competing, because like I'll be really fighting the Thai guys. You guys will be fighting some dude from Germany. I'm fighting the actual Thai guys that grew up kicking bamboo, bro. Like you know what I mean? So like nah. I don't know if I would. Second of all,
I'm only 5'9", and normally I walk around at 150. So there's gonna be some Thai guys.
I'm 5'10", 240. I'm not 240 right now, but
I think I'm too. Maybe I don't know. I definitely don't want to compete like combat wise. But I would just want to learn it. You know what I mean? Just as a discipline. That's definitely.
I do want to compete. I can't lie. I want to
like
get to the top of content creating and do exactly what Jake Paul done, but with MMA fighters.
That's cool. Do you like fighting because you're good at it, or do you like fighting because of the?
I think both. I think I'm the kind of guy that even if I get punched in the face or I get choked out by someone who's like, I always like gain respect. I'm like, I like it. Like even when I get punched in sparring, like I'll give a little smile, and people are like, okay, he's one of those guys. He likes fighting.
See, I respect that, and I think that I would too if I grew up that way. Me growing up, if I was fighting, I didn't like fighting, because it was like my heart rate would get up. I would be doing this, I'd be doing that. But I also come from a place where it's like, if you lose a fight, they're embarrassing the fuck out. Like, you might get robbed. They're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. So like growing up, my dad was military too, and he always taught me, like, if you get into a fight and they jump you, he's like, yo, pick one of his friends out, choke him until he dies. They'll leave you alone. So to me, I wasn't raised with the fight being like once I started watching anime and shit like that, I'm like, oh, this fighting thing is like, this is legit. Like, but at that point, it's like, I've already gotten to the point where it's like, I've been jumped before, I've been in this situation, I've been shot at. So to me, it's like, yo, why would I want to do that? But I definitely do understand like training with people, getting better, doing that. Like if it was as simple as, I know you're not trying to kill me and we're doing this for this, if I could stay in that mode, I would love it. I would love to be Batman. You know what I'm saying? I would love that shit, for real.
I think if you was ever to get into martial art, I think you would like enjoy jiu-jitsu more than anything, because jiu-jitsu is a little bit more like that, where like, you know, it's no egos at jiu-jitsu. Like, you know, like, bro, I like literally get choked out by 16, 17-year-olds who are like trying to get into the UFC.
I tried to wrestle in high school for like a quick second.
Yeah, wrestling's hard, bro.
They're like, yo, you wrestle, you da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, all right, not realizing that there's techniques. I remember I got taken down by a girl, and she did something where she grabbed my heel and she put her shoulder into like my knee and just scooped me. Never left that. Nobody ever let me live that down. And it was a little Asian girl too. And for like the longest, they gave me the nickname Pan Fried because they were talking about she fried the shit out of me, bro. And every time I remember they used to just call me Pan Fried. And after that, I was just like, yep.
You let little Ling Ling do you?
Yeah.
No, legit. No, it wasn't. But the thing was this though. Like that's my fault because I'm like, she's a little girl. Like I'm gonna just slam the shit out of her, right? So I'm gonna let her grab me and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But she grabbed that ankle and put that shoulder right into my knee, and I gotta go down. And that was all she did. But for the whole year, they called me Pan Fried. They called me Pan Fried Pussy. That's what they called me.
And that's why jiu-jitsu is also different to the rest of the martial arts. If you went into like kickboxing and you fought a girl who was a professional kickboxer, you'd beat the shit out of her. Like one punch and she's done.
Of course.
But like jiu-jitsu is one of those things. It's like,
where it's like
size don't matter, weight don't matter.
You slip up and they get your
get your
shirt,
neck and
something, you can choke yourself out.
Yeah.
On no accident.
Yeah. I definitely want hobbies, man, but
I'm boring as well, bro. Honestly,
it's
outside
just so busy, bro. Like trying to just do all this, you know.
You know what I think?
And I think
for me, I think my 20s, like my early 20s, I did so much non-disciplined stuff that now I am like, all right, I'm over all of that. Right now, if I want to go back to being chill, relaxing and everything, I can do that after this. But I did so much of that. Right now, I'm in the phase of my life where it's like, okay, I chose to burn all of that up early and not focus on this. So now that I'm here, I'm gonna focus on this and not focus on any of that.
Yeah, like even like I love video games, bro, but I don't play them.
Yeah.
Like I love video games.
I'm the same. I love video games, but I don't play them.
Yeah, exactly.
Too time efficient.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just so much going
Bro,
on.
all I do, honestly, I play some sports, I hike, and I work out. I'm pretty boring as well. I like traveling. I like seeing nature. Pretty much it, man. Yeah. All right, so what's next for you guys? What's upcoming? Like, what's the plan for 2025, going on to 2026? What's the plans for you guys?
So, well, we have several like things going on,
Projects.
But well, for one, we're gonna throw another show before the end of the year. It's another solo show for us.
We're aiming for the end of September.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yo, appreciate it, bro.
Come on, my bro.
Obviously, we have like Art Basel that we do stuff like that, but we're in the middle of getting some deals in the car space right now. So, hopefully all that comes together, and we want to just one of my main goals for sure is to just take content to the next level. I've been really good. It's something I've always struggled with is figuring out what I wanted my long form content to look like.
Yeah.
We've been really good at short form content. But I definitely want to get into long form content, and I definitely think I have the plan right now. What I'm gonna do is gonna take a little second to come together, but yeah, getting into that long form content is for sure the way.
I was gonna say the goal this summer, well, basically ending out the year, is to be as visible as possible, especially in the city, because most of our work that we've done has come from outside of the city. Like we moved here, and it seemed like they wanted us everywhere else. Like we've gone to Indiana, San Francisco, just all over the place, Florida. Just doing when we get, it seems like it's worked more for us outside of LA, living in LA, than it has in LA. So this year, we're gonna try to get in and do as many projects in the city as possible. So a lot of different solo shows. We doing stuff with trying to cross into different avenues. Like recently, the last two projects that we had was with Fuel Fest. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. No. Fuel Fest is
big
a big car show.
Yeah.
And so we showed up there doing live paintings and everything like that. And our goal is kind of just to be as visible as possible this summer, because I don't want to say we've been moving in secret, but a lot of stuff that we've been doing has been like behind the scenes. Like we've been working with people in the music industry, stuff that hasn't came out yet. Like for a lot of stuff at the beginning of the year was stuff that was doing in the background. So the end of the year, we're trying to just build up as much hype as possible around the city, put together this show, and kind of just end out the year like that.
Yeah, for sure. Just being super active being super visual, and I think that's gonna tie into the long form content. I think it was so hard for me to come up with long form content because what we talked about earlier was sitting down, you know, and trying to think your way through it. But it's like, oh, if we get super active, it'll be way easier for us to really make long form content, you know. And so yeah, watch out for the long form content, which I'll probably have to get, like, you know, some advice from you on and stuff like that as well, because, you know, what platforms, you know, do you think is the best? I think
right now it's all platforms. From speaking to as many content creators as possible, pick all of them. If one of them single you out and give you a deal, then obviously you stick to them, but the money's got to make sense. But yeah, right now all the content creators I've seen are like the Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, everything, because like there's so many different people. There's certain people that they don't come off Kick. There's certain people they don't come off Twitch. There's certain people that they only want to watch a content creator on YouTube. So like, there's people everywhere. But all for the boys will definitely give you some good advice.
Yeah, and I think that
let me ask you this: would you say that whenever it comes to content, do you make content and then divvy it out to the devices, or do you make this for Instagram, you make this for YouTube, you make this for this?
The first option. So what I'll do is I'll stream on all platforms majority of the time, or I'll make a video and we'll produce it on all platforms, and then we'll cut it up into shorts and put it on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is probably the best thing to bring people to your platform. But yeah, you're right. Long form content's not easy. Like it's not easy at all to captivate people, keep them there for a long time. You know, content creating is fairly new for me as well. Like I've been doing it for like maybe a year and a half now, but I've only taken it serious maybe the last, like, I don't know, 3-4 months. Like I think like I said, this year going forward, I'm gonna go hard with the content, same as next year. So
yeah, and I think especially people we talked about earlier with art not really being a mainstream thing. Like I think people think that art is more mainstream than it is. But the reality is that some of the biggest artists in the world, all those guys we talked about that we said was our favorites or whatever, they can throw a show and have the line wrapped around the block twice. But if you've seen them in Starbucks, you wouldn't know who they were.
Who they are.
You know what I mean? So it's not really a mainstream thing. So I'm like, what we can do for our long form is mix in other industries.
YouTube can become mainstream easy.
Yeah, so there's that, right? But then at the same time, we can mix in other industries. So live painting at a car show, live painting at F1 or at All-Star Weekend or whatever, you know what I mean? Mixing those things in really, really is stuff that was like,
even
that's
MMA
gonna really
events, bro.
MMA events. All
I could
that
probably
stuff.
hook that up maybe in the future.
We would live paint anywhere. And I'm like, that's the move. That's what's gonna help us with that long form. That's what's gonna help us, because I think that streaming and clipping has completely changed the way that content even looks. Right? I think streaming and clipping has made regular content even geared towards IRL looking things, and then commentary, right? So I'm like, that's what we need. We need to get outside. We need to get outside more. We need to stop just being in the we need to be outside with it. So that's where the long form is going to be at. So it's like we got to really fill up the schedule. We got to live paint. We got to set up anywhere. We got to do all that stuff, bro. So yeah, that's the move.
And I would say, like, I don't know, I haven't met that many artists to know, but from the outside judging from the outside judging in, I'd say like a lot of artists look like they'd be awkward, like socially. You guys are literally the opposite to that. So if you guys do it live streaming, like, you guys are successful already. But I, honestly, just by speaking to you guys and your art, obviously, like, you guys are gonna blow, bro. And I've said this to people that I've met in the past, where like I speak to them, I know the mentality they've got. I'm like, bro, you're successful now, but you're gonna go. And I do believe the same with you guys, man.
Appreciate that,
yeah, man. For real, bro. And I would never say that I'm the type of guy that, and I pretty much say what I think in it. So I have no filter. I want to say thank you very much for you guys for coming onto the platform. I appreciate it. It was a great interview today, man. And the future one will be great. I'll bring you guys back and get some girls on the platform. And I know you might know. He's like, I might miss that one out. But
no. I have no problem talking to her.
Yeah, I have no problem.
But thank you for coming on the platform.
Hey, I apologize if we overtalked.
Nah, bro. Honestly, I know I've said this before, but you two are two of my favorite guests that we've had on, and so many gems that I've taken away from my life, like that has happened to me, and hearing you guys say it again, it's like, yeah, all makes sense. So,
Reassurance is
yeah,
crazy
man,
amongst
for
it,
sure.
you know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
So I wish you guys the best. I know you guys are gonna smash it. I'll be at the event in September, maybe even Art Basel. I think we wanted to do Miami in December as well. So yeah, thank you for coming on the platform, man. I appreciate you guys. And guys, you will see a mural on the wall soon. We're even thinking about maybe doing the table. So we're gonna put a few things into plan. Me, Trev, and Taj. And Andy, and we're gonna start executing, and the art will be done by the boys. Thank you very much, man.
Awesome, man.
So where can they find you guys? Instagram?
Okay, so my Instagram is Max Arcos, MAXARCHOS.
And mine is going to be Mr. 12th Floor. That's Mr. 12 TH Floor. 12th Floor. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
But also, if you find him first, I'm pretty much tagged in all of his stuff. And if you find me first, he's pretty
we
much
tag each other in whatever whenever.
Give you guys a follow right now as well. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you guys. It's been a great interview. These guys dropped gem after gem after gem. And yeah, man, what a refreshing conversation. They gave you gems outside of art, life advice. They literally covered everything. This was a great interview, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye.